The following is a presentation of the St. Louis Chess Club. Nine rounds just weren't enough at the U.S. Juniors and Seniors Championships in St. Louis. Vladimir Akopian led throughout the event, but surging favorite Alexander Onischuk was undaunted, defeating reigning senior champ Alexander Fishbein in the final round to force a playoff in the Senior Championships. Three national champions were crowned after a grueling 9 rounds, but it's not over yet. Day 10 of Legendary Chess, coming up next.
Hello chess fans and welcome to the playoff day of the US Junior and Senior Championship. 3 champions have been crowned, but one title is still up for grabs. Today, Grandmasters Vladimir Akopian and Alexander Onischuk are set for the final battle to decide the Senior Championship. Who will emerge victorious? Let's head to the studio and start the action.
The best juniors and seniors in the United States once again descend upon St. Louis at the St. Louis Chess Club to battle for 4 national U.S. Junior and Senior Championships. Welcome back, chess fan, to the final playoff day here in St. Louis. I'm Cristian Chirila, and it is my pleasure to welcome you in our beautiful studio. This is one of the most competitive national championships in recent history. Will it be Akopian? Will it be Onischuk? Let's get the party started and find out.
Hello and welcome to the show. Today we have the playoffs here at the US Senior Championships. I am woman grandmaster Katerina Nemcova, and I am here with 2 brilliant grandmasters, Yasser Seirawan and Cristian Chirila.
Kate, as always, a great pleasure to be with both you and Cristian. And I promise it's last day, right? This is it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show. It is the playoffs, and it's the playoff between the seniors. The 2 top-ranked seniors are going to go head-to-head to determine the national title, but we have already crowned 3 champions. And Katja, do the honors. Tell us who was the champion in the girls.
That's correct. We crowned 3 champions, so let's take a look. In the girls section, Zoe Tang, she's the back-to-back champion. She won last year and again today with a brilliant performance. And then 3 players tied for second, Rachel Lee, Rochelle Wu, and Jasmine Su.
And our big congratulations to Zoe, very, very deserving champion.
Yeah, so here she is, the 2026 US Girls Junior, winning $15,000, which includes the winner's bonus.
And in the juniors,
in the juniors, the last round was a battle, and Andy Woodward gambled and won, while Abhimanyu Mishra lost his game, which means Andy Woodward is the back-to-back champion, and Abhimanyu Mishra, Tani Adewumi tying for the 2nd place.
it was so dramatic. Congratulations, Andy.
Absolutely fantastic games in this championship, and he gets the ticket to the US Championships.
As well, and in the women's senior championship.
Yes, here it is Angelina Belakovskaya as the winner, and the defending champion Natalia Tsodikova this time coming 2nd. Chochanik Arapetian 3rd in this event. So big congratulations to Angelina Belakovskaya, and this US Women's Senior Championships is happening has happened first time in St. Louis. So it's an amazing event, and it was great to see all these top ladies here in St. Louis.
Congratulations, Angelina. Now tell us about our playoff bout.
Yes, in seniors, we have not crowned a champion because we have playoffs.
Yeah.
Vladimir Akopian drew his last game while Alexander Onischuk won. And here we have them. They are tied with a score of 6.5 points. And, USCF ratings 26.07 for Vladimir, 27.07 for Alexander. So Alexander being the favorite in this match.
And tell us about the format for these playoffs.
So we have two players who tied, and they play a two-game rapid match, game 15 plus 10-second increment. If they are still tied, they play a two-game blitz match, 3 minutes plus 2-second increment. And if the match is tied, they continue to play two-game blitz match until the tie is resolved. There's no Armageddon game.
Could be here a while for sure. And Cristian, drill down on our two contenders and tell our viewers more about these two very big names.
Absolutely, and I just want to start by saying that I'm not surprised that we have these two players in the playoffs, because these were the favorites before the event started. This is a battle of legends between these two players, and we will find out about the two players in just a couple of seconds. But let's take a look at their player cards. And we're going to start with, I would call him the challenger right now, Alexander Onischuk, just because he managed to make the playoffs, coming from behind and winning so many games in the last few rounds. We will see that in a second. 50 years of age, USCF rating 2707, and he's the 2006 US chess champion. He came to the studio yesterday. He mentioned the 2017 playoffs against Wesley So at the US Championship, so he definitely has experience when it comes to this type of nerve-wracking situations. He started off slowly in the first couple of rounds, got a victory in round 3, but take a look at the finish starting after the midpoint of the tournament. 6, 7, 8, 9, 3.5 out of 4, and he's showing why he's such a legendary player. Well, he's battling a legend himself as well, and that is Grandmaster Vladimir Akopian, who was crowned the champion here in St. Louis quite a few times. 54 years of age, USCF rating 2607, and he is the US senior ranked second highest rated player in the event. And let's see how he got to the playoffs, because he had a very different trajectory than Onischuk. He started off with 3 incredible victories, and it felt like nobody could catch him. After that, in round 4, a setback, and that was quite an important setback in that one. 5 and 6 with a couple of victories, but he finished slowly, slowly with 3 draws, and that allowed Onischuk to catch up with him and force the playoffs. And let's take a look. The stage is set right now for the head-to-head between these two players. Vladimir Akopian versus Alexander Onischuk, both of them on 6.5 points, tied for first position. I see that pick feeder rating right there at the bottom, 27-13 and 27-01. I wasn't lying when I told you this is a battle of legends. And we had Vladimir yesterday in the studio. He said he was probably one of the best blitz players that, look, he's subjective, of course, he's saying it himself, but you as well, Yasser, you remember him as one of the best blitz players on the planet.
No question about it.
This is going to be a fun battle.
I thought it was really fun when Vladimir would win a match and he'd come in. He came and won so many games, I thought he was a part of our broadcast. Kate, do the honors. Tell us the pairings. And who starts with white?
Yes, so we have the pairings, and it is Alexander Onischuk who starts with white against Vladimir Akopian, and afterwards they flip the colors, and Vladimir Akopian will be white and Alexander Onischuk black.
And again, they'll start with rapid. If the match is drawn, then they'll be playing those blitz matches until 2-game blitz matches until we have a winner.
I see both players already in the playing hall getting ready.
Alex is wearing a shirt with his name on the back. It's like, yeah, that's who I am. Yeah, I just want a reminder. Friendly little handshake there with Alexander Shabalov. Like, okay, dude.
I like the fact that so many of the players actually in the competition are in the St. Louis Chess Club right now, waiting for this match to begin. Everybody's interested. Yeah. And up until this year, we didn't have spectators at St. Louis Chess Club. So finally back, we're getting that vibe back.
Exactly.
With everybody getting involved in this incredible matchup.
Just a few minutes ago, Tani stopped by our studio to ask us, could he watch the match? Yeah, go down to the club. Unless, of course, you want to do some work and then do some commentary for us. Off he went to the club. He said, work? What? I'm out of here. So there we have it. 2 seniors ready to do battle for the national championship title.
And Onischuk, the only player here who is not defeated in the undefeated in the section. So for him, let's listen to what he's asking.
We'll probably have a few more minutes before we go to blitz. A few more minutes. Another 5, 10. Okay.
And right now, it seems like they just agreed to a 5 minutes intermezzo between the rounds,
yeah.
and between the matches as well.
That makes it.
If they're tied after the rapid portion.
Exactly.
We'll go to blitz. All right, it's now 12 o'clock. Good luck, gentlemen. Please go ahead and start Wax clock.
And here we go. Playoffs underway. And just in that line score that you were showing us, Cristian, I have to say, 3.5 out of 4. I mean, it was like Onischuk just shifted gears.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, this is what champions do in general.
Exactly.
Whenever they know exactly what they need to do, and we've seen that from Magnus so many times. You know, people are counting him out, and then he's like 2-3 points behind the leader, and then suddenly he wins 3, 4, 5 games in a row and catches up.
Yes.
So this is exactly what we saw in this one from Onischuk, to score 3.5 points out of 4 when needed to do so.
Yeah, very
It's
impressive.
impressive.
Mainline Slav defense, several moves here. I never liked this move, knight h4. It was played by Larry Christensen against Lev Albert. Albert responded e7, e6, capturing the bishop. So what? Big deal. I think the much more theoretical battle is to go knight to e5. Idea of recapturing the pawn on c4, but also to prepare the moves f2, f3, and e3, e4. Knight h4, okay.
Bishop d7, retreating.
Kind of respecting the law, wanting to keep the bishop.
Now probably
the thing is,
e4,
if you don't
because
wanna-
white was able to chase away the bishop to fight for the center.
Yeah, again.
Or you can repeat the position with knight f3.
Yeah, very, very, very unlikely, unless he says, aha, now I know some information, you're going to play the Slav against me. Okay, so what's the idea behind bishop d7? As straightforward as it looks. The bishop was under attack. You could either go back to g6, go back to e6 or c8. The move bishop to d7, for what it is worth, I don't think you want to play b5 exactly in that position.
No, not after e4. It's
Okay.
just, if you play b5, you're not going to have any development in the position. That knight on f6 will get kicked with e5. So you get
Exactly.
ready to meet e5 with knight d5. That's why you play
And
move e6.
You've got a masked threat of knight takes e4 and queen takes h4 on the board, expecting...
There's a bit of an issue with that bishop on d7, right? That's sort of
Okay.
the problem piece in the position.
He really does invite knight takes e4.
It is a pawn sacrifice, yes.
It's
And it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, is this all nice theory?
This is theory, yes.
Queen takes
Queen
h4.
takes h4, then
and
we
I'm
have queen
assuming-
f3, threatening bishop g5, trapping the queen.
Absolutely. So queen takes h4.
Not sure why he's thinking about it.
I was about to say, what is there to think about? Queen f3, I'm assuming, pardon me, I just put that move on the board. And he
Yeah.
did play...
And it's a
it.
position that was played at the elite level as well.
Really?
I see Rajabov in there. I see Eliano versus Anish Giri.
Okay.
More than 30 games have been played. in this
And
position of
how is
Queen
white
F3.
supposed to handle bishop b4 check?
Bishop b4 check, king f1 seems to be by far the main choice.
f1. So
Yes, you're saying that at some point you're probably going to dislodge that queen from h4 anyway. And g3, perhaps king g2, or maybe you don't even want to move that rook from h1. You just go straight for the attack with a move such as h4. And the
Okay.
rook on h1 supports.
So just, okay, so let me just not make
yes,
the move.
I think that's
The bishop
that's an
b4
important point.
check,
King
king
f1.
f1. I'm
So
a pawn
let's show
grabber.
those moves, perhaps.
f5, okay, if you like me to. Bishop b4 check, king f1. I'm a pawn grabber. Give me that pawn. f5.
Has been played, yes.
Has been played.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
my gosh,
yes.
we're all...
It's the second most played move.
It-
f5, knight g5.
And I got my queen out of dodge. Give me your bishop.
Yes. And now we
Queen
have
e2.
a variety of ways we can deal
Queen
with this.
E2.
I'm just defending the bishop and still targeting the pawn on e6.
Queen H5 being one of them.
You could include a check, maybe.
Yes.
That might be good.
Soften
just
up
to-
the dark squares a little bit.
Yeah,
So I go Queen H5, you go G6, I go Queen E2.
gotcha.
You're still facing the music in terms of your piece development. That knight on B8 is still there. The bishop on D7 is still a problem piece in the position. And you're asked the question, where are you going to hide the king? Where are you going to put the king? Are you
Right.
going on the king's side? Or are you going to try to get it on the queen's side? It's not as easy to answer that question.
Probably just say, go ahead and do your worst.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm hoping, well, let's see what happened. He did play bishop b4 check, it looks like to me.
Yeah, bishop b4 is on the board.
Okay.
Again,
And-
we're still in the throes of theory. and
Yeah.
It seems like Onischuk knows what he's doing.
Yeah, the fact that he's just barely below 15 minutes and he is getting his 10-second bonus increment for each move.
It is the type of position that I would say in a rapid game favors the attacker.
Yeah, it's easy to
I like
play
this
offense.
position with white much
Yeah.
more than playing it with black with no time to actually think.
By the way, no
How to
pawn
set my
grabbing
defense.
for Vladimir. He just steadies the ship and he protects himself against the threat of bishop to g5.
I like
Which
this
is the main
h6
line.
move. Now I
H6
want
is
to
the main
just
line.
castle, finish development, and enjoy my extra pawn.
I like the way you said enjoy the extra pawn. Nothing wrong with h6, seriously, but Wilhelm Steinitz famously had it in his mind not to unnecessarily weaken your pawn shield, especially your king side. Here there was also the idea of bishop e7 to defend against g5, bishop g5, and maybe the bishop would be covering more squares. Don't mind h6, and I didn't mind retreating the queen right away. Queen e7, if you play bishop g5, I was going to play f6, and I just play that position. Bishop f4, just developing, and Vladimir
Castle.
says, me too, I want to develop. A small problem with the queenside development, it's not exactly clear to me what you're supposed to do. Are you supposed to move the bishop again so you can bring your
No, I think I want to play c5.
c5?
c5 and put my bishop on c6 and knight to d7.
That makes a lot, that would be much more harmonious to do it that way. Okay.
Like if you play something like rook d1,
Yep.
then I play c5.
Yep. Rook to d1, c5. Actually, that comes with the benefit of both bishop takes a4 as well as bishop to c6, posting your bishop pieces effectively. I keep repeating myself like a mantra. You want effective piece development. So I would say to myself, I've developed my bishop, but it's not effective. So I would be looking to put that bishop, just as you described it, as on c6. And in fact, it would be a kind of a fight for who gets
there.
who gets to occupy the c6 square. As for the first time in the game, Onischuk is now pausing to consider how to continue the attack. How to,
And in fact, only one move has been played in this position.
and what is that?
Bishop e5.
Bishop e5.
Yes.
Does it come with a threat?
I think knight f6 might actually be a threat, right? Am I not trapping the...
Yes,
so for
it's
example, if you
trapping the
go knight,
queen.
let's say knight a6.
I like Katya's idea.
But
c5.
this one kind of defeats the purpose
Oh, sorry.
of my
Then
idea.
in that case, knight
I will
a6.
explain to you why in just a second.
Okay.
Now you have knight f6, right?
And now I have to take because the
G
bishop
takes,
is... Yep.
bishop takes, and your queen is trapped. If you have the pawn on c5, you get bishop c6 as a move to defend
As a
this
bonus,
position.
right.
So
Here
it
I
kind of
have
defeats the purpose.
I have an issue. So bishop e5, as you say, has been played in the past, menacing a potential knight f6.
Yes. And of course, c5 is a great move in this position.
It's something you
F6
want to do.
is
yeah.
also a move. F5 is also a move. Basically, just get out of dodge of that knight f6 idea.
Well, The problem I have with f6 is I'm cutting off my retreat. Bishop g3, right?
So that might be a problem. That's why f5 is the best.
That's why they play f5. And that makes sense. f5 and I guess after knight g3, just to move the king away. Okay. So bishop
after
e5.
Starting very quickly, it seems like Onischuk is taking a bit of a breather right now. He's down on the clock.
Let me just put bishop
e5,
e5
not
and
an
c5.
easy move to play because you are playing again with a bishop that's been developed. But white rooks, they just don't have any good squares. So that's why bishop e5 is now the strongest one.
Yeah, this was the line that Cristian said kind of defeated the knight f6. I'm just sitting here wondering, what is the result of this?
This is really scary for black because I'm still threatening bishop f6 and rook g1.
For sure. I mean, it's the two bishops are just nice, right?
So perhaps we have to sidestep that sacrifice and just go king h8 instead of taking on f6.
In case of bishop e5, c5, knight check,
and just
king
run with
h8.
king. Yeah.
Is there a problem still
And
with
bishop
the queen?
e5 is on the board.
e5.
Is there a problem? The queen is still trapped, right?
And none of this will happen because f5 was played
Quickly.
by Akopian. Quickly, very quickly. So
Wow.
maybe he still knows what he's doing.
So it's all part of his repertoire, his theory. Bishop e5,
And
ideas
f5.
of knight f6, and f5 came quickly. Well, I don't think there's too much of a choice here. I put the bishop on e5, so I'm thinking the natural follow-up is to play knight to g3 and knight h5.
I like that.
Try to keep the momentum.
I think that's the way to go. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just take a look. Now, also, there's a threat of knight takes f5 that I should be careful about because that's a pin. So let me get out of the pin and knight h5, defend the pawn. Rook f7, defend the pawn. The engine didn't, I see my chess thermometer started going through the roof again. I did something wrong.
I'm wondering, Yasser, if I can offer a queen trade. Instead of your king h7,
Okay.
I will play queen g4.
Okay. Makes sense.
I want to trade queens. I have
And
extra
defending the-
pawn. And if I force your queen to go somewhere away, like to b3, then I play a5 and I'm fine.
No, I'm kind of happy to trade pawns, actually, because we talk about hooks. And sometimes when you can trade and open, and by the way, knight g3 was played on the board. White has this hook and can open up for the rook, and maybe, again, on a good day, knight h5, rook g3, do my
and
best.
On b8, it cannot be developed as easily and fast.
Exactly.
Okay.
Cristian, at the very start of our broadcast, when we were looking at the game, explained that in these shorter time controls, it's so much easier to play with the initiative than rather to be the defender. And you can see that the position is dangerous. There's you got to be really careful here.
I'm in fact
black.
sensing a lot of danger right now for Akopian. It's one of those situations in which you obviously knew a lot of theory, you knew how to play up to a certain point, but then suddenly your opponent plays the most natural response.
And
then
then
you know, the theory finishes in your mind. You don't remember exactly what the engine was recommending. This is an old line. This is like a super old school line. I think the last game was played in 2014.
2014?
So, yes, between 2000 and 2014. It's interesting, whenever we see the seniors play against each other, we very often see these type of lines. Sometimes forgotten.
Yeah,
but something they've analyzed a long time ago.
Yeah, they go into the deepest recesses of their library.
When it comes to the juniors, we see complete madness.
Yeah.
You know, but that's modern chess.
It
That's the way modern
was
chess
played
operates.
last week. The juniors are
Exactly.
playing what just happened in Beale, let's say.
Exactly. The night before, or like 40 minutes ago, you know. And if you didn't check it, then you're in trouble. King h7, just to show you some analysis in this one, to
we'll put it on
showcase
your
how
analysis board.
difficult this moment is for Akopian.
Okay.
King to h7 seems to be the right way to approach this position. Otherwise, this knight h5, knight takes g7, or knight h5, bishop takes g7 comes with alacrity. King h7, maybe we
Cristian,
can
we
again
don't have your
show my
your
board
analysis board
instead
yet.
of there we go.
There we go. King 8.
And king h7 was not played, rook f7. But just to show you, after knight h5, c5 is the best move. Just simply giving up the pawn on g7 and saying, I'm going for the initiative. Also, you're giving up the pawn on b7. There's so many things that you need to know in this position. c5 is a very tough move. If you don't know it, you don't play it. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
So he played the very much more natural, let's say, rook to f7. But I think this is already a losing move, guys. This is a losing move.
A losing move?
A losing move. And
how is this a losing move?
Knight takes f5. Take a look at this. Knight f5, take on f5, take on f7, take on f7, and I have queen b3 at the end.
The loose bishop on
that's going
b4.
to get the bishop, and that's going to be a decisive advantage. After knight takes f5.
But I don't have to recapture the knight. Yes, queen g5, and your knight is pinned to your queen.
Well, yes, but do you have enough time to actually recapture that? Because h4 is coming. I'm not so
sure. Wow, why is so
G4.
fast?
Queen b3 is coming.
g4, oh
Yes.
my.
Okay, this is not easy stuff. This is definitely not easy stuff.
The same business, no?
Yes, you can also start with h4. This seems to be enough for an advantage for white. Still, of course, some compensation on the light squares, right? With the bishop coming on d5, g4 is really weakening in the position.
True.
Lots of compensation, but this one seems to be just simply better for white. Knight takes f5. He played it.
Yeah.
He took it. Oh my goodness. Onischuk is going for it with the white pieces. He does not want to see another blitz match in this one. He just wants to finish the job in the rapid portion.
Knight takes f5. Yeah, that loose bishop on b4 is real tragic. Just going back for a second, let's try to understand the motivation behind the move rook f7. So we can see that white wants to play knight h5, targeting the pawn. I'm sure Vladimir was thinking, well, I'm stopping the pin and preventing knight takes f5 because the pawn is protected. And he really aspiring to play the move bishop f8 to defend his king side. But knight f5, if that works, that just completely upends Vladimir's strategy. We can see that tactically, queen b3 is winning material.
Right.
So I liked what you originally proposed, queen g5, which was just played.
This
and
g4
now,
move is not visible, or I did not
there's nothing
consider
else
it.
to do.
well,
The
there's
problem is
nothing else
you
to
cannot
do
defend
because
the knight otherwise.
it's a pin. It's unless you queen b3 in this case doesn't work because
queen
simply
takes
queen
f5.
takes and there's a counter attack down the f file. So you actually g4
G4
is
just
the only
forced.
move.
It's forced. It's a forced move.
Right.
There's nothing to do.
And I'm sure it's his intention when he played this. And now what Cristian was saying about go ahead and sacrificing the exchange, we've just seen.
G4 is on the board.
g4 on the board.
Yeah.
Wow.
So everything has a flow to it. And white regains the material. Now he's an exchange up. But this position actually does appear to give black some pretty decent
It's certainly not
counterplay.
easy.
Right?
This is certainly not easy with a king on f1 on light squares.
Wait a minute.
With
Wait
light
a
squares being
minute.
so
You
weak.
know, the bishop could come to d5. The pawn takes. There's also a bishop c4 check sighting.
Yeah. This is the way to go if you're a Akopian. Also, let's not forget, Onischuk has 6 minutes and 40 seconds on his clock. That's not going to be easy to defend such a complex position.
Let me just refresh and see. Well, the computer definitely is inspired by the move knight takes f5, and after g4, it's Vladimir thinking, and 2 minute.
What if
Yes.
I don't want to capture the knight?
Please.
I know I'm worried about h4 and some
Yes.
attack, but if I start
Knight a6.
knight a6, c5, probably knight a6. Yeah.
Okay, knight a6, just to see how white would continue the attack. h4 looks,
Oh, bishop f8 on the board.
what? Bishop f8.
What's his
Okay.
plan after h4 now?
And he's just saying, okay, you're in a terrible pin. h4,
Yes.
pause.
You're getting mauled on,
Well,
on the king's side.
I understand. Okay,
Queen g6.
do your worst.
Oh, he's going for queen b3. Okay, good move. I like it.
Queen b3.
Much more practical. Yes,
Let's
this is
go
much
back.
more practical.
So no h4.
No. This is a much more practical approach. Very nice idea. If you go after queen b3, queen takes g4, for example,
Yes.
knight takes h6.
Nasty.
Boom.
Nasty.
And the simple rook to g1 will take
Ouch.
the queen.
Okay, so I understand the g4 pawn is taboo, just for the moment. And
Alex is completely winning right now, guys.
You think Alex? I think that this is a crazy position. Okay, I like what Katya did ages ago, just development.
Right.
Effective development. Knight a6 is development, but my pieces aren't effective. What's the follow-up? Do
Yeah,
you
bishop
really
takes
want to
e6.
take on
What if I
e6?
go h4?
h4, again, I understand.
Like
That-
you're getting hit on that queen so many times. Queen d2, rook d1.
Back? Yeah?
I'm still a pawn up.
No. What?
Oh, never mind. I just got my pawn back on f5.
Wait
I
a
was
minute.
100% sure I'm still a
You
pawn up.
scared me when you said that you were a pawn up. Don't
Maybe I
frighten me
will be
like
soon.
that.
Maybe I will be soon. I guess I'm
it's-
not a pawn up.
I mean, I know my chess thermometer is telling me that white all day, but I see 3 results because it's
Can we
not
just
like
take
this.
a look instead of h4? If I
Yes.
capture the pawn on e6,
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back.
So
You
bishop
capture the
takes
pawn on
e6.
e6. Yay. I capture the bishop, so you can't take on a... And I develop knight... Where is my most effective square? Let me say here. Oh, my
rook
queen's
d1.
trapped?
rook d1 just.
Rook d1 just.
Yes.
I was a little bit worried about f4. f4 was going to drive me back, I think, to d8. Because this pawn is really taboo in this case. Knight takes h6. And I want to play rook e8, and I want to play... Okay. Let me just munch.
So now I want to chase away your queen.
Yeah.
h4 or f4. Let's start
You
f4.
could... Okay, f4 is reasonable. You chased my queen away. Yay. Gosh, Lee. I mean, maybe g5 and g6 might damage me. But there's queen d7. I'm still kicking.
Yeah, it's not that simple.
And again, the clock times. Yeah, let me just...
Both players 6 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, queen b3, bishop f8, queen b3, and Vladimir is, for the first time in the game, I think, he's behind on the clock. Whoa, that move I really don't like, because the whole point was white is threatening to play bishop takes e6, and b5 just encourages that. No, I don't like that move. That move feels just wrong.
Because now it will be even more difficult to develop the knight from b8. It
Yes.
doesn't have
Precisely.
c6 square
So-
guarded by the pawn.
Yeah, the knight is going to have to come to d7. We've got to take, right? We don't even have time for
Right,
capturing.
queen takes.
Yeah. And we've got to get out of, even at the cost of a pawn, we've got to develop our guys. And Alex is just captured on e6.
Bishop takes
Bishop
e6.
takes e6, queen takes e6. The players have reached this position, and we are expecting knight d7, which has just been played by Vladimir. And now white has won his pawn back. There is f4.
I like a move like rook e1. I just really want to finish that development, bring the rook to play.
The most important thing in attacking is bringing your pieces into play. The thing that I was kind of concerned about was ideas of h4 and g5 and trying to get the pawn to g6. Thanks to this pin is so very, very powerful. I don't know. I like your move, rook e1. Nothing's wrong with rook e1. But in a certain way, I can also develop my rook on an open or half-open a file by just playing a takes b5. So some very good-looking choices for Onischuk in this one. f4, h4, queen takes c6 is probably the one choice I don't like. I want to chase this queen away. So I find myself drawn to, he's reaching for his h4.
He's going to go for h4.
Okay. I like this move. Again,
but h4 allows the queen to set in on d2, right? To infiltrate. Isn't that creating some...
Oh, queen to d2.
Some problems?
Okay, well, Vladimir heard you. He said, I thought the queen was actually better placed on d8 just to get rid of this guy. But okay, queen d2. Let's see.
The next plan is to capture the bishop on e5. Knight takes e5, and then bishop c5. Develop the bishop.
I would therefore find myself drawn to rook e1 now.
Well,
now it's
take
just...
the bishop.
And yeah, I wanted to recapture with the rook.
But then queen d1, you're in trouble.
Oh, excuse me, g4 pawn is hanging. No, I can go
Not
back.
necessarily g4 pawn, but if you go back, then I just go maybe queen d3 or queen f3 at that point.
Queen d3 or queen...
Okay, Alex chose king h2. King g2, pardon me.
Okay,
king
queen
g2
to
makes
d2?
a lot of sense.
Yep.
I like it.
King g2, maybe on a good day, just kick that guy away. And by the way, just completing development. Knight takes e5, d takes e5. I like maintaining the pin.
Yes, we have that on the board.
Knight takes e5, d takes e5 played. Like maintaining the pin. It's a pity that I don't have ideas of knight h6 check and queen g6. And now...
Queen f4 perhaps. Try to get back to attacking, picking at those pawns. Not an easy position for black, that's for sure, but priority right now, number one for Akopian, is to find ways to continue attacking pieces, not let white settle in this structure, in this position with an extra pawn. Because if white settles, white consolidates, white is winning.
Well,
so keep attacking white's weaknesses.
The queen f4 move, attacking the pawn on g4 precipitates f3.
But then maybe h5, right?
h5.
Why not? Again, I need to do something fast. I don't have time to settle.
h5.
And your king is still weak.
I'll end up having to play queen. In order to defend my pawn on g4, I end up having... Oh, well, I should... Well, queen g6. No, you can't. Queen g6, queen f4, queen g6. Sorry,
F4 is on the board.
You can't play queen takes e5, knight takes h6.
Absolutely. I cannot leave with that queen from f4.
Queen f4, h5, queen h5. Is there some trickies going on over there? Boy, guys,
Alex
this is getting...
f3.
Oh,
so
F3,
h5 now is possible.
h5 now. Keep going, attacking that pawn structure.
I was afraid of the move h5. That was
h5
why...
is... he's completely back in the game after h5.
Yeah, I see my chess thermometer, and wow, Vladimir, boy, talk about keeping calm under pressure.
Oh, yes.
Some very queen f4 and h5, two very insightful defensive moves by Vladimir.
You're still not out of danger.
Nope.
Still not out of danger. Maybe I can go rook f1. If you take on g4, I open the f file, and then you have to worry about all of those knight h6 discovery ideas. But
I'm assuming
the pressure right now is on Onischuk because he had a winning position. He knows he had a winning position. But right now, it is Akopian that's finding the best moves and the counterplay in the position.
wow, what a crazy position. Who's attacking who's king? Whose king is more vulnerable? White's king, which is rather exposed. But in answer to h5, I do like rook f1.
Big pressure right now, guys. Big pressure.
This pin is so awkward for Vladimir. And the fact that the rook on a8 is just, it's like, get me into the game. Come on, boss. You know?
I can also go there with the other rook, right? Rook h f1.
Rook h f1. And how are you meeting rook d8? Probably rook f2, or am
Rook f2.
I would take
also
and play rook d2. It's it's very, very double-edged. I would say three results now. The moment that Vladimir got in the move h6, h5, Cristian, I think that the counterplay has stopped Alex.
100%, no. This is right now, well, difficult situation for Onischuk at the moment. Because after h5, the pressure is on. Your king is weaker. It feels like your king is weaker right now on
Suddenly,
g2.
right? It came out of nowhere, too. It was like the king was on f1 and protect. Ooh, rook.
What did he do?
He played
Rook hf1, okay.
rook on h. No, sorry.
Good move, good move. I like this move.
Let me just hit my
Rook
life position.
hf1 he played.
Okay. So against rook to d8, intending check.
I think rook d8 is a great move. The idea being that if you take on g4 now,
Yes.
take king hides on h2, in fact, and you don't really have any
choice.
additional checks. Well, you do have one more check.
But we're threatening the game-winning
Knight h6.
queen takes f7 and knight h6 double
Which is
check.
a serious threat.
Yeah, that's a very...
It's a very serious threat.
It truly.
In the position.
So I don't think opening up the f-file is in black's interest anymore.
You have to
maybe rook
give the
to
check
d8.
on e2 at that point, and it becomes complicated. Rook d8 was played. Very good move, once again, by Akopian.
Yeah.
And an immediate response by Onischuk.
Rook f2? What did he play?
I think he played rook f2. Yes, rook f2.
Yep. Stopping rook d. Well, now capturing rook d2 makes a lot of sense, right? Because then it's a pin, an immediate rook d2. Whoa. And there's also crazy bishop c. The bishop had come back to defend the bishop had returned to f8 to defend g7. Now that g7 is well protected, bishop to c5, reminding
Lots
white.
of options. Bishop c5, maybe rook d3 as well. I have so many good-looking moves as black, but
Right?
you only have one choice, and you have 3 minutes to make that choice.
And you got to make one.
Yes.
Rook d3 also?
Rook d3 is certainly
Something to be
an
said
option.
for rook to d3. Then you're threatening to take, with rook d3, you'd be threatening to take on g4 and take twice because suddenly there's no safety on h2. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So difficult decision. 2 very attractive moves. Bishop c5, gaining a tempo against the rook. Or...
Rook d3 on the board.
Yeah. Once you've played the move bishop f8, you kind of like, mentally, it's sort of like, okay, the bishop should stay there.
Which, by the way, rook d3 seems to be a losing move right now.
Whoa, because there's rook takes a7.
That's right. So
Whoa.
a takes b5 right now. Wins.
if you take on g4, I'm taking on...
Did not spot it. Played queen to g6.
Oh, sorry. No ab5.
No ab5.
Apologies. Rook d3. Vladimir was hoping to capture twice on g4. Akopian said, pardon me, Onischuk said, I got to defend the pawn. Queen g6, and do we have a move? We do.
Not yet. Actually, yes. H takes g4 was played.
So f takes g4, rather
Or
forced.
knight h6. You can get the exchange with knight h6, but do you want that trade?
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. That knight on f5 is a very powerful piece. Crucial piece towards your attack.
Ah, you want to play knight h6 check and queen takes
Pick up the
d3.
rook on d3, yes.
Gotcha. Because
I
by
think
the
he
way,
might be going for it. Yes,
if
he
you
is.
play this, there's rook g3 check. How's that for an eye-awakening experience? Rook g3 check.
Well, rook g3 and king f1. And
Wow. Okay, sorry. He did not capture on g4. This is a great game, guys, for
it is a
rapid
great
chess.
game. Yes.
This is an amazing game. So now,
So queen captures the knight,
that's the only move.
queen captures the rook.
Only move. And now bishop c5. Is it time to bring the
I like bishop c5.
last guy into play?
I like bishop c5.
What about rook f4? Just to wait for white to capture on g4 and
Also
bring
looks-
the rook on the g-file.
That looks
Lots
very
of good-looking
attractive.
moves, guys. Bishop c5, the best move in the position. Akopian is playing a tremendous game. Both of the players are playing a
I
tremendous game.
know. Wait a minute. It takes two to tango, right?
Yeah.
Look at this stuff.
Now,
this is
this
great.
is a bit of a situation for Onischuk, because if he makes the retreating move with rook to f1 after queen h4, you no longer have rook h1 ideas.
Exactly.
So you're in trouble after queen takes h4. The
That-
best move,
Yeah.
and he played rook f1, of course. This is just the most natural move. It's very difficult not to play that.
Exactly.
But queen takes h4, guys. What's happening?
Queen takes h4.
So rook f1,
Yeah, it's
queen
on
takes
the board.
h4.
It's on the board. And he has played
Wait. What did he do?
f4.
Oh, f4.
f4.
Rook d7, game over. Rook
So-
to d7 to distract the queen from the defense
Queen
of that
h3 is
Rook d7
checkmate.
played.
On the board.
My goodness, he found it.
Wow.
He found it and
It's
he's winning.
checkmate in one. If you take the rook, it's checkmate in one.
Queen b3 check.
Doesn't matter. Just go king h8. How do you defend against rook to d2?
Rook
King
d2
f8,
is...
excuse me, not h8.
Oh, sorry. Did he play queen b3?
Yes, queen
queen
b3
b3 is
on the board.
King f8. Just get out of check.
How do you defend against rook to d2? There's no defense.
And if I play rook a1, you just
That's fine.
capture the rook.
I exchange that. If you take with the queen, I go queen h3. If you take with the rook, I go queen f2.
Wow.
This is over, guys. It's over.
And Vladimir just starting to realize just how fantastic his attack is. And Alex Onischuk beginning to realize, like, oh dear, I'm an exchange up. I'm up material with the threats to the king. Wow.
What a game.
What
a
there's some
game.
great back and forth
Yeah.
for a rapid chess game.
But so many perfect moves, by Alex Onischuk, knight takes f5, but
Vladimir
defensive move by
too.
Vladimir, and then once he gets the chance, he is the one attacking.
My goodness. And who on earth could have predicted Vladimir as the seniors champion? And of course, reminding our viewers that they're going to play 2-game mini matches. This is the first of 2 games. They're going to swap colors, do it all again, and there you have it. Rook went to d1 to stop rook to d2, and instantly rook takes d2. There's no answer to this
You have to go rook
recapture.
takes d1, but queen f2 comes, king h1, and now the cool g3.
Very cool.
And he
G3
plays it
on the board.
On the board. He calculated everything.
Yep.
You
You can
give a
G3.
check.
one check,
That's
rook
it.
d8, and then king e7, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, there's a spike check to be had.
He calculated everything to perfection. I'm very impressed by
Vladimir,
Akopian's
yeah.
calmness in this one. And he
Yeah,
was
but
under
he was
fire.
under. Oh,
he was under
definitely.
fire in
Queen
this
takes
one.
e6. I didn't like his move b5. Quite frankly, I thought b5 was a losing move. But boy, he sure defended incredibly tenaciously. Check, king e7, rook h8. Now there's lots of checkmating threats. Queen g1 is a checkmate. Queen h2 is a checkmate.
And a
And
handshake.
Alex
Wow.
loses with the white pieces.
Big win for Vladimir
Wow.
Akopian with black pieces.
That was simply great, guys. I mean,
It's one of those type of
Wow.
really devastating losses because you had all the energy in the position.
Yeah.
You were going knight f5, queen b3, bishop takes e6, going
Sacrificing
towards
the
the
pawn.
king,
Yeah.
g4, h4.
great moves.
And then suddenly your king is the weak one.
That was amazing.
Suddenly your opponent finds the best moves, goes queen f4, h5 came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Bishop c5, even the exchange sacrifice.
Yeah.
He understood the position better.
Yeah.
At that point. And this is one of the most unpleasant feelings that you can have as a chess player, especially with another game against the same opponent coming in 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Because you're like, okay, but I'm
Yeah.
bewildered. What
Yeah.
just happened? Like this guy just 1-2 punched me, you know? It's
Here's our
tough.
results.
It's a tough situation right now for
So
Onischuk.
game one, Alexander Onischuk loses to Vladimir Akopian. And in 4 minutes, we will see another game where Vladimir Akopian will have the white pieces.
I think this moment in the game, I don't know what move number it was, but when Vladimir played the move Queen f4, this was really the turning point.
Yeah.
Because White's king is a bit vulnerable. You would rather not have to play the move f3, which was played, which loosens the king even more. But if you just think about defending the pawn on g4 and chilling for a moment and saying, okay, queen g4, you can't take the pawn on e5. I'll capture on h6.
And if I give check, queen e4,
Queen e4, now it's a little bit different. Now I can move my king, I think, without having, and again, I'm threatening this very nasty discovered check. Maybe on a good day, I just get to play rook h3 and rook e3, right? And just not weaken my king. But for me, this is where the game fell apart. f2, f3, h5, super move. And,
right? And
you know,
suddenly white king is under pressure.
Exactly. And then after queen g6 and rook f1 and rook d8, suddenly the game is really starting to turn around. Onischuk lost control.
I mean, he just made the best decisions after that. Even though, keep going with this game, Onischuk had that opportunity after rook to d3. Let's remind everybody, he was winning at this point. A takes b5. All he had to do was understand that the rook on a1.
You're right.
Suddenly goes to checkmate you via
Right.
a7.
Thanks to this pin on the rook, massive threat of checkmating threat of rook takes a7.
Huge threat.
In
the
case of
position.
captures,
Now I keep capturing. But that's what I'm saying. This is not easy. B takes c6 seems to be the best move in the position.
not rook
Wild
takes
stuff.
a7.
Because then g takes
Wild
f3.
stuff.
Then black is checkmating the white king.
Yes.
What a crazy turnaround that would have
Absolutely
been.
wild game.
Wow.
Trying to understand these things with 2 minutes on their clock, that's not easy for anybody.
Exactly.
Anybody. Everybody will make mistakes. Magnus Carlsen will make mistakes in this position.
Of course.
Whoever makes the last mistake wins.
Statistically speaking, what was the prediction?
Let's
the-
take a look for the playoffs predictions and chances to win the tournament. Vladimir Akopian, 51.8% chances. So
Now that's
statistically
interesting.
speaking, he is the favorite.
I wonder why.
I believe that's because perhaps his rapid rating and his
Rapid?
blitz rating might be a bit higher than Onischuk.
But we are getting ready for the second game.
Exactly.
Alex Onischuk ready with black pieces.
Hardest challenge in chess. Winning on demand, but winning with the black pieces, Cristian.
Isn't it interesting that most of the playoffs, 99% of the playoffs that we see, they're so close.
Yeah.
they're decided by one mistake, and usually in the last few seconds of the game. Every single time.
Yeah.
It's like the best players qualify for the playoffs. That's exactly what we're seeing right now. What a championship.
Yeah. I mean, the only person, I remember one time Magnus lost a playoff to Dingleren here in St. Louis for a Sinquefield Cup. But Magnus has been absolutely magnificent most of his career in playoffs. I mean, of course, he won the World Championship twice. In playoffs, Sergei Karyakin, Fabiano Caruana. But it was only Dingleren, I think, for the first time in 10 years that won a playoff against Magnus. Everybody else,
More than
we
10
have
years.
troubles.
More than 10 years.
More than 10 years.
2019 Sinquefield Cup, and I think before that only Levon Aronian beat Magnus in 2004.
Wow.
So
What? Yeah, 2004 candidates, you're right. Yeah, knight f6. Bishop g2. Interesting way of playing for a draw is why Vladimir Akopian didn't play one e2, e4, and challenged the Karo Khan that Onischuk had been preparing for this tournament especially. e7, e6. We might see a Catalan very shortly. Castles, in case of Bishop e7, c2,
Just go c5.
e4.
no, Bishop e7.
Bishop e7, d2, d4.
The problem with Bishop
And
e7 is it's
c2.
one of the most solid ways of playing with black. But that's what it is. It's extremely
It's
solid.
solid.
It's extremely solid.
Exactly.
Yes. So, that might be slightly problematic to find ways to create
Imbalance.
separation. But if you want to create something, this is the moment, push d4.
Yeah.
And that's
We've been
exactly what
seeing
it is.
this in World Championship match play too, an early advance of the d pawn with d4. I'm thinking just in this position in particular, the move b2, b4, I do find that
Oh, yes.
attractive.
b4 is one of the main lines.
Yeah.
E3, both E3 and B4 are very well-known lines. D3 as well.
Yeah. I like b4.
But it's something that Onischuk is not upset with. It's not the type of position that Onischuk
Yeah,
is
he's
upset
getting the imbalance he needs to try to win the game, which he
E3,
has to do.
C5.
E3.
Position
So-
that has been played countless of times.
So
at
it
the
is
top
a
level.
Benoni defense reversed, and White obviously having the first move has an advantage in the Benoni reversed. Now the question
And
is,
one thing we've
Yeah.
sort of learned about Akopian, in fact, yesterday, is that he enjoys the Benoni structures. He had
liked it, but
Benoni.
he wanted it himself.
He had a very bad Benoni,
yes, he did.
and he was still quite happy with it.
Yeah, he did seem
He didn't seem too concerned. So,
nonplussed. Yeah.
Benoni, a good version of the Benoni with an extra tempo,
Yeah.
cannot be too bad, too upsetting for him.
Exactly. Rook e1. In many of these positions, White aspires to go a3, provoking the move a5, and then jumping with the knight to e5. Oftentimes, Black stops that by playing knight d7. No, Onischuk says, go ahead, do your worst. I'm expecting the inclusion of a3, a5, and only in this case, playing knight to e5.
We can also start knight a3, right? Knight a3,
Knight a3,
c2.
very, very, very normal move. I think from Black's point of view, Black would really like to play knight to d7 and e5. When Black has that structure, as Jesse Cry had it against Vladimir, there's a great square for an outpost for the knight on c5. So here it is, big moment. Something to be said also for bishop to g5 in order to capture that knight and just bring your knight to e4. My expectation was for a3, and now the follow-up knight e5.
Keep an eye on the clock. Onischuk blitzing out his moves, seemingly still within his preparation.
Yeah, he's definitely gained time. He started with 15 minutes, and thanks to the 10-second increments that he's getting with each move, he's actually gained time on the clock.
I love
and
this
closing of bishop g5.
I love this move. Get rid of that bishop before black goes knight d7, e5, and sets up that
Yes,
structure.
Exactly.
Get rid of that bishop. Nice understanding by Akopian.
And also for the moment, maybe it's not the perfect move, the best move, but just for the moment, take some initiative, a little steam out of the position. Again, for those joining us late, Onischuk needs to win with the black pieces to keep the match going into a blitz mini-match games. If Vladimir draws, he's our 2026 senior champion.
So what else can we do with black pieces here? Can I do a4,
Okay.
planning queen a5, or using the a5 square for my pieces?
Okay, a4. Let's say knight to d2. Yeah. I'm genuinely happy to play the move knight e5.
Okay, I go queen a5.
Queen a5.
Not allowing you to jump there.
b4. If you make an okay, let's just put some moves on the board. If you go, just taking a look at what you would like to set up or what you've suggested, play b4. And if you en passant me, my intention was to recapture and say, hello, I've got an attack.
And queen b6, you don't mind the target on a3? I'm also attacking your pawn.
Yeah, this is what the Benoni is all about. You open the b file, you open up the bishop on the diagonal for an ambush, and you hope your dynamic play overcomes your targets.
I probably have to retreat to d8.
Kind of
Yeah,
like
but
a
then the
failed
question
mission.
is, what did I accomplish with the queen a5, queen b6?
Exactly. Let me go back to the live position for a moment, because I
We
think
have h6 on the board.
Alex really made the move that he needed to, which was to just take the two bishops, and I don't know, usually in these types of positions you try to play queen c7, rook to d8, and hold the pawn on d4, not necessarily playing the move e5, but maybe playing queen c7 and b6 and bishop b7 as a way of developing. Hey, you're a4.
a4.
Why not?
Trying to block the pawn structure on the queen side.
Why not? Normal is rook to b1 with the idea of b4 in recapturing with the rook. In general, you kind of like your rook. If I'm going to create a weakness, at least I want something positive about it, which is...
The good thing for black didn't waste time with queen a5 and queen d8 coming back.
Right. That is true. That is true. So, again, in these...
Move like knight e4 looks nice, right? You are centralizing the knight. But after bishop e7, the knight is not doing that much in the center, and it can be targeted if black chooses to play f5 at some moment.
Yeah. It really is about this bishop on g2. You put your knight on e4, and you kind of go, well, wait a minute. Aren't you blocking the view? By the way, just immediate b4, no rook b1, no preparation. Vladimir saying, okay, if the bishop ever drops back to e7, I've got the pawn well protected. Maybe a4, c4, knight c4. Again, I'm
Queen
thinking
c7.
Queen c7 and rook d8. Hey.
Queen a5.
I think you should quit broadcasting, Kate, and get in there and throw some patties with these seniors. Show them how it's done. Queen a5. Okay. Now the question is, do I need to remain on e1, or should I be redirecting my forces to the...
I like that idea of rook b1.
Yeah.
The rook on e1 is not doing as much right now.
Right.
I'll be back on e1 if you play e5.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right.
But right now the rook on the e file is not really proficient, so let's put it on b1.
I'm not 100% sure I'm either worried about a4, queen a4. Should I be playing a4?
I don't think you're worried about that.
Giving up the b4 square?
I really don't think you should be too worried about that.
But Black is planning to play bishop e7 and target that pawn on a3, saying, you
Exactly.
know, I do plan to take it if you allow me.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's a good pawn. So I would find myself drawn to rook to b1 and or a4. By the way, I'm just being told that the players have actually been playing theory up to this moment. All of this has been played before, and Onischuk's move queen a5 is a different approach, a new approach. The crazy part is rook a7, just defending b7. That's a funny move. Rook a7 was theory. Queen a5. And I would say if I'm in Onischuk's shoes, I'm happy. I'm not necessarily better or worse. It's just that I've got a game.
I have advantage on the clock.
2 bishops. I've got something in my pocket to play for as a potential advantage. And Vladimir needing only a draw to clinch the match. Hopefully your opponent's going to get nervous as they near the finish line here.
Well, one thing about Vladimir's approach I respect is the fact that, you know what, he's not afraid of imbalances. He's not trying to equalize the position by exchanging every single piece on the board.
Right.
He's trying to play his game.
Yeah.
And trying to do the best he can with the type of game that he generally employs.
Right.
That's what we're seeing. He's not taking a different approach, and I think he's still in good spirits right now.
It's hard to give a description of Vladimir's style of play. He plays strategically, positionally,
He's a very classical
tactically.
player, right?
Yeah.
Bishop e7.
Although anybody who plays the Benoni cannot be accused of being a classicist. Bishop to e7, not necessarily threatening the pawn, but just, sidestepping ideas of
Queen
knight
d1.
e4.
Okay. That's
So the
an
queen,
unexpected wrinkle.
well, more or less the queen had done its job on b3. I've always thought that it's the rook that you want firing down. And the queen just comes back politely.
Queen c7.
Sorry, no harm, no foul.
Well, rook takes a3. Now
a3
looking
is a threat.
Rook
as
takes
a threat.
a3. Yeah.
Big threat. I like the queen on c7 supporting e5 as well. So I'm
E1.
starting to like Onischuk's position. It's definitely looking good right now for his chances. He needed something. Generally, the players need to go absolutely crazy with the modern defense or something like that to get chances with black. He
black
got chances with black without disrupting his play early on.
Yeah, without doing something very artificial. I agree. I totally agree with that. Love this move, queen c7. Very often you just want to clear this diagonal. Sometimes I've seen players play rook a6 with the idea of playing b6 and then planting the bishop on c5. Okay, white is looking either with queen b1 or rook b1 to get pressure against this pawn. Sometimes you put your bishop on c5, your pawn on b6, or you go rook a6 and b6. e5. Okay, that was a bit of a surprise for me. e5.
Well, Alex is thinking about f5, e4, maybe starting some attack on that side, on the king side.
Yeah, that creates a lot of...
Knight e1, I like that move. That's a great move.
A lot of weaknesses,
That is a great understanding move because that knight is trying to go to b4 right now.
Yeah, I was going
Knight
to say...
c2, knight b4. That's the plan in the position.
Yeah, in the Benoni, it really is all about the bishop on g2. Your knight on f3 is kind of in the way. Put the knight on e4. It too blocks the bishop. This case, what the move e5 did, let me just put it this way, is it did weaken the squared d5. Every advance has a consequence. And what Vladimir immediately is hoping to do is hop with his knight to the b4 square. So I'm anticipating knight c2, bishop d7 on the board, right? Gotcha?
Yes.
Queen
Queen
b1
b1.
first. including, shall we say well, do you like this move? Because knight a5 more or less feels forcing. Knight a5 with the idea of bishop c6, I'd really want to trade off that bishop if I could.
On the board.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I like the move queen b1. I thought knight c2 was more direct. Okay, big moment. Bishop c6.
Bishop c6 on the board.
As expected. And now, if my knight were on c2 and my queen was still on b1, I would like to answer queen c6. Bishop c6 with queen f1, so I could still play knight b4. Now I don't. White doesn't have that option. I think you just have to play knight c2 and allow the fact that your king is going to be a little bit more vulnerable without those light squared bishops on the board.
And that's okay, but you need to go knight c2, knight b4.
Fast.
You got to get that knight going.
Fast. I agree with that.
You're not going to avoid the bishop trade.
Bishop trade, right.
That's not happening in the position. So knight c2 is the right approach.
And he has done it as you've advised. Yeah, and again, if black just simply allows white to plant the knight on the middle of the board, then this is an advantage for white. The tables will be turned. But bishop takes g2, king takes g2. I would probably play a move like rook a7, defending the pawn on b7 and just preparing to bring this knight back. The whole operation of knight a5 had one design in mind, which was the trade of the light squared bishop, which has been effectuated. So I don't need the knight on a5 anymore.
But I think Alex wants to play f5, right? We started e5, we want to follow up to try to create some attack on the king side.
Okay, f5, knight to b4.
Okay, I have to take on g2.
Yep, takes. Bishop g2, king g2, and I'm still threatening, well, I don't know how great a threat it is, but I do want to plant my knight on the d5 square. I feel like the players are taking time because these are critical moments now.
F5.
Wow.
F5.
You good
On
guess.
the board.
Again,
Towards the white
Alexander
king.
has to play for win.
Yep.
So I don't see him just moving pieces around. He needs to create an attack, create some chances for him to win.
Okay, I
wait
hear
a
you
minute.
loud and clear. Knight b4 is on the board.
Wait a minute. Knight
Whoa.
b4.
And I want to play rook knight to d. I saw my chess thermometer thing go way down. Don't believe
No, no,
What is
don't
rook
believe it. Don't believe
AE8?
it.
I mean,
Don't believe it.
I
it.
don't know.
Don't believe it.
That seems suspicious. No, bishop takes g2.
Yeah, bishop takes g2.
No, bishop g5.
Bishop g5, inviting both knight takes e6 as well as knight d5. Wow, bishop g5. Do I like that move? I don't know if I like
Knight
that
d5
move.
was played.
Well-
Queen f7, we're expecting, right?
Well, white has achieved the absolute maximum he could
Absolutely,
ever
yes.
hope to in such a situation. Getting his knight to d5 is fantastic.
No, well, white's chances have definitely improved in the last few moves, but it's still by far not over right now.
Oh, no, not...
Queen f7 followed by maybe ideas of even going e4, f4, sacrificing a pawn and getting to the white king. That's what Onischuk should be thinking about right now. So don't take on d5, that's for sure. Don't give up the bishop for no reason on d5.
No. For me, this knight on a5, well, to quote Ulf Anderson, is miserable. I would like to play against that, maybe by playing knight to f3 and queen to e1 and rook e2. I'm not worried about your ever taking. I like knight f3. There's something about knight f3 and rook e2 that's now very attractive. I like white's position. And it turns just on a nuance of a pawn advance that maybe shouldn't have advanced. It's a very, very subtle. Okay, knight f3, rook e2, attack the pawn on e5 and follow it up with queen b4, undermining this knight on a5. That's what's on Vladimir's agenda. How about for Onischuk? What does Onischuk have to do?
I like his chances too. Like for me, I see that the pawn on e5 will be pushed to e4 and we will try to create some pressure. So let's say you play knight f3.
Yep.
I go bishop f6.
Yep.
By the way, knight f3 did not happen. Knight b3 on the board.
I'm really surprised. I thought that this knight was offside, like really surprised. Knight was offsides on a5, and I was pounding, let's play against the knight, let's play knight f3 and rook e2. You would have played bishop f6 and played for e4.
E4
Gotcha.
and some, tricks on the dark square diagonal. Maybe I sacrifice even e4 in order to play d3 and create something.
I'm not 100% sure if a sacrifice of an exchange, knight takes b3, pardon me, knight takes a5, rook takes a5, rook takes b7 is on the agenda. That's going to be a very, very powerful c-pawn, but it is a whole exchange more. I also like the fact that white has a free tempo to get out of any back rank mates with h4. So maybe...
I like move like king h8, just going
King
away
h8?
from that diagonal.
Okay.
Sometimes I have to be careful
Fair.
if the queen is on the diagonal with some c5 pushes. So let's just hide the king.
Fair?
Alex is taking the knight.
No.
Rook recaptures.
And by the way, instantly. Good recapture. Okay, there is...
Both players having 8 minutes.
There's... Ooh, whoa.
Okay, bring the fire, b5.
That was a stunner. Because for me, I was already thinking about sacrificing the exchange with the move rook takes b7. Now I can, like I say, I get h4 with a tempo, and that c-pawn is really strong. Oh my
But what
gosh.
about even throwing in h4 first,
Yeah,
which
no,
will set
H4,
the
I
bishop
love
to
it.
d8, right?
I just have to, h4 takes, I've got rook
No,
b6.
rook b6. Be careful, yes.
And then, okay, so h4 kind of sends the bishop backwards.
And then I take on b5, and you don't even have the rooks connected to each other.
Exactly,
So
disconnect the rooks first. 100%.
I think rook takes a3 after that. For example, just go h4 right now
Yeah.
to show what we're talking about.
Maybe he has to play bishop. Oh, no, sorry. Bishop e7 does allow a knight e7 check.
Yes.
So h4 looks great. Although my thermometer went down when I played it, so not sure what that's all about. So my thermometer says there's a better move in the position for white than h4.
I like h4.
Me too.
I like rook takes b5 as well, by the way. I don't think rook takes b5, there's probably nothing wrong with it.
No.
That pawn on b5, supported by the knight and the bishop on g2, should give you way more than enough compensation
Exactly.
for the exchange. So rook takes b5, big moment right now. Look how close they are on the clock as well, 7 minutes against 8 minutes and 29 seconds.
I don't like it necessarily. Queen c2. I would take this pawn. Darn it.
So bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes a3.
Rook takes a3. Oh, sorry, that went wrong. Rook takes a3. I do like tossing in h4. Let me just see. I've got this massive knight, and I want to... Do we have a move, by the way? I think I can do this. This is the type of thing I want to do. If I can get my pawn to b7, it's got to be worth an exchange because
Right.
you're going to have to respect that passer for the rest of the game.
Queen
He played
C2.
Queen C2. Okay.
Queen C2, I'm not so sure about this one.
Again, he's kind of looking at rook takes b5 and
Rook
maybe
C8 perhaps is an idea to set up the rook on that C file that is now starting to look quite juicy. I'm not so sure about Queen C2, guys. I think Onischuk is getting some serious chances right now.
I like the inclusion of h4 initially,
Just to
and
kick that bishop on
sacrificing
d8.
the exchange
Exactly.
thereafter.
Exactly. Queen C2 might be a bit of a soft move, and right now, Onischuk with some chances.
Onischuk needs to win to stay in the match. Should he win, we would then go to 2 games of blitz chess.
3 minutes plus 2-second increment.
And I gotta say, if Onischuk wins on demand with black, which he did yesterday, taking down our defending champion, Alex Fishbein, he will have earned the title. That's for darn sure. B5. And so one of the things you're hoping as white is that you get to go queen takes c4 and queen takes c6. And then, bishops of opposite color, you've got the passer and you've got the advantage. So that's what queen c2 is about. Maybe, I don't know, it's a bit of a stretch. Maybe you were thinking of c4, c5, and knight b6.
But the thing is, after rook ac8,
Okay, rook ac8, yeah.
if you play c5,
Yeah, c5. Oh, no. There's a pin.
right, but can I play bishop takes d5? You take the queen. You
I get to take with check.
There's a thing, there's still bishop takes d5, so
Okay.
maybe it works.
So rook c8, c5.
Maybe I
the
just
queen
need to
have
move my
go.
queen d8.
Okay, knight to
But then your
b4.
knight is not as strong in the center. It has to move away.
Knight b4. I've got a passer. Alex is reaching for his rook. Rook ac8, as you prescribed.
Rook ac8 on the board. And now Vladimir has to figure out what to do about this rook being on the c file.
Oh, this is danger. This is
Danger?
danger for Akopian, and you can start seeing him feel it as well.
Yeah.
He did not expect this move, rook a to c8. Did not realize how important that control over the c file is. No more rook takes b5.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's a real bummer about having your queen on c2 is the very desirable rook b5. Now it's just a whole rook. It's not an exchange anymore. It's simply
Yeah,
a
he's
whole
not
rook.
happy because once b takes c4 arises in the position, if you're forced to take with a pawn, then e4 is coming, that's it. You're in
Strategically,
deep,
I'm
deep
lost.
trouble.
I'm lost.
So you have to take with the queen, but now after bishop to a8, I mean, this is very problematic.
Let's
for
see.
white.
Let's see how c5 might. Where would you move the queen?
I thought queen d8.
Queen to d8. Let's
queen
get
d8 or
up.
queen e6.
And then if we
I
let's
take the bishop.
Yeah, I hate that. I love my bishop, my light square bishop. Now I've always got to be a little bit concerned about.
But that's why I
F3.
would put my queen on e6.
Pardon me. We're going to go back to a moment when I played the move c5, and you preferred. Oh, sorry. Let me just go back. Queen to e6.
Yes.
Yes. More or less the same. Takes.
Oh, got it. But f4 now is stronger because the queen is already
I think you're
on
in
the
trouble.
white square diagonal.
F4.
This is where I'm getting those
F3.
checkmating ideas.
Rook takes f3 and queen h3, and my king is standing naked.
h4.
What?
Wait a minute.
What?
h4. Okay.
h4. So we like that move. Ooh, okay.
Starting to
So
sense some desperation from
Well,
Akopian.
hold on. If the bishop goes back to d8, I can take. Oh no!
I'm not sure.
My
No,
rook
your
is
rook on
hanging.
b3 is
I
going to
take
be
on
hanging.
d5 and then take on b3. Yes.
Oh dear. Okay, I thought. Well, in any case, chasing the bishop back to d8, useful or not? Can I see something? Because this is getting really weird. You go bishop to d8, right? Could I please play a4?
No, because bishop takes d5, your queen is pinned.
Of course, my queen is pinned.
Your pawn is pinned.
I knew that. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it means, what does it mean? It means I do have to play knight b4. Or c5 and knight b4 variation. That variation with queen e6.
But then h4 can be even weaker, because after f4 there can be more issues on the king side.
100%. 100%. Well, one of the things I feel like, if you play bishop f6, you're kind of rescuing me in some ways, right? I can start trading pieces and simplifying the position. So I think you've got to play bishop to d8. Dude, guys, wait a minute. Bishop takes d5 is hanging. Can I not take this pawn?
Bishop d8 is on the board.
Bishop d5. If you take on g4, I take on d5.
It was an option.
It was an option, okay.
It would have led to an endgame.
Sorry, okay, bishop d8.
Bishop d8.
And a very natural move, by the way. Okay,
I think it's the best move.
I got to defend my queen. These lines where you're playing bishop takes d5 are really upsetting.
But I go f4.
f4. Wow. And you just kill me?
That's the plan.
Okay. Queen to e2.
No, now I'll go f3, because your rook on the c file is going to be pinned.
Oh, let's put that on the board, because that's a very nice and very insightful tactic. Now that the rook is no longer defended, you're right. Game over. That's a winner for Onischuk. Wow, okay. Sweet.
I think Alex is getting in this game what he wanted. He is having some counter-attacking chances on the king side, e4 on the board. So not f4 ideas, but e4.
I like it.
Hold on.
Like it.
We have, no, sorry, let me just do the live position again. He played queen to d2? Did he really?
He did
Queen to d2? Boy, if I were black, I would be so eager to play ab4, bc4, dc4. e4. Whoa,
e4 is a great move. I really like it for practical reasons. Right now, Akopian really needs to be very careful not to lose very quickly, which would be queen to b4 has to be played.
Queen to b4.
Anything else, b takes c4 is coming, and the pawns start marching down the board, connecting to each other. And once you set up that spear with the tip of the spear on d3, a pawn on d3, that would be game over.
And to remind viewers, by the way, if Alex Onischuk manages to win this game, he's going to tie the score in the rapid match, and we will move to the blitz match, where players will play 2 games, 3 minutes, 2-second increment, and then we continue playing these blitz matches until the tie is resolved.
We have a match in this one, guys. What a pair of games so far.
Crazy. That's a beautiful natural move.
I love
that Alex has been gearing up to play for the longest time, but he got it in with perfect timing. Because
and I like the back stretch a little bit from Onischuk as well. He stretched a little bit. He was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to deliver.
Yeah, D takes E4.
Vladimir Akopian down to 2 minutes.
B takes E4, and wouldn't you know it, our rook is in an awful position. So it's queen B4. I don't see any other decision. Queen b4, only move. Only move. Queen takes b4, rook takes b4. Black has the 2 bishops in the center, Kate. This is a dream come true for
If white does not trade the queens, then those pawns are coming down, and with queens on the board, that's going to be extremely dangerous for the white king.
Pawns will come marching in. But queen b4, you still have to play it accurately. I like black's position, but he has taken a lot of responsibility here with his setter. Yeah, something Vladimir's queen c2 just didn't.
Right.
It felt wrong on, as did knight b3 too, by the way. Whoa.
A4 completely ignoring the king side. Wow.
Whoa. I was saying that if I was black, I would absolutely, absolutely love to play b takes c4, d takes c4, and now this bishop is dead.
Yeah. Just take on d5.
Take on
Take
d5.
that knight on d5. Push d3.
I find d3 very compelling.
Both
Oh
of
my
them
gosh.
are just completely winning at this point.
Yeah, because this bishop is completely entombed.
It's a dead bishop.
Yep.
The only way to revive it is to destroy your pawn structure in front of the king, either with g4 or f3. That's not going to happen without getting checkmate.
And d3 on the board.
Perfectly fine move.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, with or without capturing on d5, this bishop is going to get on this square.
a5. He's trying his last salvo. That pawn on the a file,
Exactly.
moving down the board. That's his only chance at this point.
By the way, rook c2, just saying, bishop takes d5 and rook c2 starts to be attractive. But I love this idea of putting the bishop on f6. Bishop takes d5 and bishop f6, bringing my bishop to d4. Which
Now queen takes d4, queen takes
He's
d5.
just picking up that pawn.
Yeah,
Take on d5, queen
Yeah.
takes d5.
that's a
Don't
tempo.
overthink it. There's no reason to overthink the position.
It's a tempo.
You are winning. The rook going to b2 to defend against rook c2 doesn't work because of bishop f6.
Right?
I don't know what's next for Akopian.
Oh dear. And again, rook is coming to c2 and a bishop comes to d4. Give me that pawn on f2 and that's all she wrote. That's a winning.
Starting to look like we're headed towards blitz.
Crazy. Rook b1.
Rook
Okay.
c2. That's a
Good.
tempo.
Yeah, no. That's a tempo.
Rook c2, he's
That's a
getting ready
tempo.
to pounce.
He just had to make sure queen takes c2, queen takes d3, you know, like there wasn't some crazy tactical response.
And you know what? If you go queen b4, I may just go with my pawn to d2, and I'm faster.
Why not?
Why not?
I also like the
D2.
idea of bishop f6, bishop d4, getting that bishop on
Always.
that diagonal to deliver
Always.
the checkmate.
Oh, the beautiful thing about the bishop on d4, it's offensive as well as defensive, stopping the
It
a
also
pawn.
comes with tempo. Bishop d4 attacking the rook on a1.
I
So
totally agree.
yeah, this one is many of options for Onischuk at this point, and
And,
they're not very difficult options.
3 minutes to a less than 1 minute time advantage as well. And Vladimir
Vladimir
Just
needs to
doesn't have a good
mentally get
move.
ready for the blitz portion right now, because this one is almost over.
Wow, winning on demand with black pieces, one the biggest challenge in chess. And the crazy part is Onischuk made it look easy. Like, this is what I do for a living.
He did.
Everybody,
He
you
did
know.
make it look easy.
And now we can just pick up the pawn.
Why
Bishop
not?
takes a5.
Bishop takes a5. That's your last hope in the position. I might as well.
And he's
capture it.
reaching for it, right?
Yeah, that's
They're going to
the-
have to give Alex membership in the Pawn Grubbers club. He's still got the whole bishop to c3 to d4 in his pocket. He's even got the potential of bishop to d2. Yeah, there you go. That's the last great
That
act of
spirit.
defiance. You know, break up the team, play for the counter, play with bishop takes e4. What else is
But
there?
now your plan, bishop c3, bishop d4.
Can't complain. I'm just wondering if a bishop d2 might be even more powerful.
I like bishop
Just
c3.
bishop c3 at once. There was a argument to be made for bishop to d2 as well, but this looks. Doesn't this look over? I mean, no choice, right? I just have to.
Rook
What?
a3.
Rook a3.
Oh, he was worried about the rook. I'm worried about the bishop. But bishop to d4, queen d3. No, rook d3.
I think he wants rook d3 after bishop
Oh, look at those sneaky 2700 rated grandmasters finding the last.
But how much it matters, you know, you take on d3, I
Yeah.
do with my bishop, your queen, I recapture on f2, on h4. I mean,
You're right.
that's a lot of pawns.
You're right. But at least, you know, it's.
Rook
and-
e2.
And Alex said, I don't need it. I don't need to play bishop to d4 and allow your rook captures d3 business.
And Vladimir down to 5 seconds.
What
Queen
did he do?
B6.
Queen b6.
Queen b6.
Queen b6.
Oh, that's bishop d4.
Rook takes
I like d2.
Invitation. Well, then there's
D2,
takes
bishop
f2.
e1 also.
bishop
d4.
e1, d2.
Bishop d4 on
Yeah,
the
bishop
board.
d4.
I was about to say d2 looked pretty good. Pretty good at the moment. But 8 seconds left. And rook takes d3. Last chance saloon
Well, first
here.
of all, you can take on f2. Bishop takes f2, queen takes d3.
That's the
That
best.
preserves the exchange
That's absolutely
and
a
finishes the
crunchy.
job.
Bishop
without
takes
giving it any
f2
counterplay.
and queen takes d3. He's spotted it. And I think
that's resignation right there.
Resignation. Queen takes. Great comeback win by Onischuk in this one. Just amazing, actually. B1 is hanging, F2
Yep.
is hanging. There's
Resignation.
the
And a
handshake.
handshake.
And
Wow,
we-
so Alex Onischuk got back. He scored. Now it's like equal in the rapid, and we are moving to the blitz match.
Wow. That was
Incredible.
very impressive.
I think Vladimir is really going to regret that move, queen c2.
Yeah.
That, I think, was the breaking point in the game.
And for me, knight b3 was really a confusing move because it was like this knight on a5. If Onischuk had one bad piece in the whole game, it was the knight on a5. The bishop was on c6, the bishop was on g5,
Yeah.
rook's on a8 and f8. And suddenly, when Vladimir opted to offer this exchange of knights, and I don't know what move number we were on here.
25, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I mean, yeah, knight b3 was just a step in the very wrong direction. I mean,
Very
knight on
wrong.
a5 was the problem piece for black.
Exactly.
Keep it there. Keep it there,
Exactly.
yes.
Let it live. Go ahead, play your knight to f3.
Give me your bishop for the knight if you really want to take that knight.
Exactly.
Give me your dark square bishop for the knight.
Something.
But even knight b3, can we just take a look at that? Knight
Sure.
b3, takes, b5.
And already at this point, you're starting to understand that Black's move b5 was saying, I'm going to finally play for advantage. I
But
think
if rook
we.
takes b5, we sacrifice the exchange.
Well, I like the inclusion of h4.
Okay, but that's very specific. Let's
Yes.
just say I just capture. You
Right.
capture, pawn takes b5,
Yeah.
and I just want to push my pawn
To
to the
b7.
queen. You have to probably take on a3, otherwise two connected pawns, that's a big issue, but we start trading more pieces.
Fair. Yeah, b6 and let's go. And this is, I think, the type of position that Vladimir should have played with his bishop. You know, okay, it's an exchange, but scoreboard.
Let's take a look. So we just had 2 games in the rapid. The first game, Alex Onischuk lost to Vladimir Akopian. Absolutely fantastic games. I mean, these games are rapid games, but wow.
Yeah.
But the second game, Vladimir Akopian lost to Alex Onischuk,
It's a black day.
which means the playoff format continues with a 2-game blitz match. 3 minutes plus 2-second increment, and we continue playing the blitz matches until tie is resolved, and there
this
is a
completely
winner.
changes the psychological makeup of this match right now. Because
Yeah.
after game 1 with black pieces, Akopian had a huge upper hand. I mean, winning with the
Yeah.
black pieces from a worse position, a losing position.
Yeah.
Onischuk was down. To be able to win with black right now and go into the blitz, I mean, this is just a gut punch for
Yeah.
Akopian. So the whole psychological makeup completely
Shifted.
flips
Yeah.
right now into Onischuk's favor.
Yeah, feel like you got a reprieve, if you will. Yeah, this b5, this was a crucial moment, and we think that queen c2, definite step on the wrong direction. And then after queen c2, I got to say, Onischuk played perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, that was just
Rook c8, really perfect move.
E4
putting
well
pressure, e4, yeah.
E4, everything was super well timed. Great stuff. We're going to have a blitz match guys, to settle the
But you know,
question.
for Vladimir proved that he can win against Alex Onischuk.
Did you
No, I
see
missed
that fist pump?
Like what?
Fist pump.
The
Like,
arbiters
he's
were-
alive. I'm alive.
Hey, look, I mean, wait a minute. Do you see those player snacks? Have you seen my snack bar? I mean, I think
Let's
I
not
got
talk about that.
I think I got a Tootsie Roll and a Lifesaver back here. This
Let's
guy's
not talk
got like
about that.
hummus, a flatbread pizza. What the heck is going on?
We'll renegotiate after the tournament is over.
right? Where's my union representative? I mean, we used to have the Boards Association that was fighting for the rights of the players. And by the way, I mean, I hope you're really enjoying the Rapid and Blitz, but guess what? We got a real Rapid and Blitz coming up soon.
A lot of events coming up here in St. Louis. So August 2nd through 6th, St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. Then we have the Sinkfield Cup and Cairns Cup. Those are the biggest events here, international events. August 22 to 27, GCT Finals.
That's the top 4 players of the Grand Chess Tour.
Wow, then in September, Clutch Chess, the Legends, and then October, of course, the favorite, US and US Women's Chess Championships.
Wow, what a
lot of chess here happening in St. Louis.
Summertime and fall time. That's the time to be in St. Louis. It's why Rex likes to say my favorite time of the year is when all of the grandmasters are visiting for the national championships and the Grand Chess Tour. The restaurants are full of chess players. It's a nice time to be in St. Louis for that. Onischuk just enjoying the spectators. And all the spectators are, of course, from participants of the national championship. Wow, 2 very high quality games. I mean, I'm loving it.
Absolutely.
I am loving it.
And right now we're moving on to the Blitz portion. 3+2, is that correct, or is it 5+3?
3 plus 2.
3 plus 2.
And Vladimir, now actually they flip colors. They had a new drawing of the lots. So they flip colors for this, the game 3. Vladimir, of course, will have the white pieces as you see. And then regardless of the result, we will see a second Blitz game with Alexander Onischuk with the white pieces.
Somebody has to win a mini match from now on.
Exactly.
That's it. We're not going to have one game Armageddons. We're going to have mini matches, Blitz mini matches, and somebody has to win one of those to be crowned the victor.
Vladimir Akopian here choosing the quiet side of the chess club just to be with his thoughts, to get collected.
So theoretically, it's ad infinitum, right? The game, we could go on forever. I'm still reminded of the 5th set of a Wimbledon. It was like hilarious. Guys were playing out of their minds. It was like 36-34 in the final sets.
I'm still reminded of the
it went
2024
2 days.
Blitz World Championship between Magnus and Nepo, where they stopped playing.
Yeah.
They refused to continue
They went
playing.
on strike.
They went on strike, yes.
I think Magnus looked across the board and said, how would you like to be vice world champion?
Let's just share the World Championship match.
They said, okay. And it was kind of outrageous.
I don't think you can do that at the U.S. Seniors Championships.
I don't know. They both have such great gravitas, and
You certainly cannot do that.
no, we respect the players.
Chris Bird is not going to accept
I remember that 3 players tied for first in the Sinkfield Cup.
And
We
it
were
hasn't
all
happened since.
ready. Okay, let's go for the playoff, and then I was shocked. Magnus had
It
offered.
hasn't happened since, yes.
And-
And that was not a national championship.
It was a Sinkfield Cup.
Yes.
It's a funny trophy. It's a great trophy. Winner, winner, winner. 3 winners.
Did everybody get a copy of that trophy?
No.
That's how it should
Hey,
work,
the
right?
big-
Everybody gets a trophy home,
the
a copy
very-
of the trophy home.
You get a participation little certificate. You could print it out yourself.
But players are ready.
Players
Here we
are
go
ready.
with a Blitz match. Vladimir Akopian being white and Alex Onischuk black.
Nobody's interested in a tied match. Let's go. We need a winner. We need a champion. Okay. Knight F3, G3.
Thank you. Remember this. Do not
Final
draw
instructions from G4.
All draw claims still have to be made. All right, if you guys are ready to stop, we're ready to begin. Good luck. Please go ahead and start waste clock.
And here we go, they're off. This is what I expected in game 2 when Vladimir had the advantage of a point.
Rui Lopez on the board.
Let's play e4 and let's see what how Onischuk could win on the black side of a Rui. No d2, d3. Classic, bishop c5. Classical Queen Rui Lopez. c2, c3, b5, bishop c2. The theory here is remarkably deep. I mean, I remember back in my time we had what we called the ECOs, the Encyclopedia of Chess Openings. There was 5 volumes, A, B, C, D. And the volume on e4, e5 was the thickest. It was, oh, boy, was there a lot of theory on that one. Bishop g4. Now, this is an infrequent guest at the highest level. A lot of, I think the most popular moves are rook b8 and bishop b7.
It's the main move, Yasser.
Pardon me?
It's the main move.
Bishop g4 in this one?
Yes.
No, I think, well, okay.
You're thinking about the one with d3. This is a completely different situation. Bishop g4 is actually the main line.
Wow, okay. b4, so you give up the 2 bishops, and I'm presuming it's time to play d2, d3
Now d3
in order
yes.
to bring the knight out as quickly as possible. Knight d2, knight c4, maybe on a good day a5.
Rook
Bishop,
b8.
Bishop a4, knight d2. Okay.
Notice the fact that Onischuk did change from his Caro-Kann back to his e4, e5.
Yeah,
Yes,
he didn't have to desperately win with black in this game.
He's going back to what he knows best.
Yeah, what brought him to the party. Queen b1, a kind of indication that maybe we want to play knight b3. I'm thinking White's bishop really does want to be situated on the a2 diagonal as opposed to on c2. We could also play for d4 by playing knight f3 and d4, but no, Vladimir, as I expected, playing knight b3.
Again, inviting the trade of the knight on a5
Yeah.
as in the previous game.
Yeah, this time it's a bit different, though. This time White's a bit cramped, and he needs to trade himself to get a good position. Again, a5, bishop c4, I think that's something that would be very suitable for White. He would have a long-term target on this pawn on a5, on a6, pardon me. Therefore, a5, unless you want to include takes, maybe take a little bit of the sting out of d4. d5.
Immediately, okay.
That's
Putting
a
pawn
bit
in
of a
the
surprise.
Center.
Whoa, that's a bit of a surprise.
Bishop g5 now? What do you play after that?
But I think after bishop g5,
You
I
just take on
capture on
E4,
e4. I threaten to trade the queens and then capture with my knight on e4.
So maybe we have to take on d5. Yep, he's going for it. Take on d5,
Take
knight
on
takes
d5.
d5, and now just the simple bishop d2. I like that. Get the bishop on c4, get the light square bishop on c4. I'm starting to like White's position with the 2 bishops.
But I like knight f4. And then I want to go queen, you know, g5.
Careful,
Yeah.
knight f4, knight f4,
d4 ideas.
d4, it's
Okay,
not.
queen d6.
And now the question is, should I be playing a5 and bishop c4,
I
bishop
like
c4
A5.
right away?
I really like a5. I think you should set that weakness on a6, cement that weakness on a6 so that bishop c4 comes with tempo all the time. Also,
Right.
that pawn on a5 stops the knight coming back to b6. So bishop c4, the knight is never going to attack that bishop.
And he's done
A5
it.
played.
By the way, again, it's 3 minutes per player along with a 2-second increment. So you're not going to have long things. You got to really play with a tempo. And Vladimir is getting close to under a minute, as is Onischuk. Bishop c4 does invite the rook to park itself on b2. There's some geometry we have to be.
Knight f6. Okay, what is
Bishop
he trying to
c4.
do?
The pawn on d3 was hanging. Instantly.
b2.
Oh, we can.
That can always be kicked out with bishop c1.
Yeah, rook a2. Is there something better?
I'm a bit surprised by knight f6. I thought we want to go with that knight to f4.
In that
Rook
particular
b8.
situation, bishop f4 and d4 might have. Ooh, queen c2. I mean, he is
I
really
like queen
looking
e2.
at bishop takes a6 in the near future.
Question is, do we exchange the bishops with bishop e3? Do we propose that trade?
Yes,
Or do we want to keep the two bishops on the board?
I like bishop e3.
I like bishop g5, to be honest.
Bishop to g5?
Yes, bishop g5, h6. Okay. Big moment. Do you take? He says no. Bishop h4.
And now it's.
Let's go to that f4 square. I'm
Finally.
a big fan of that square.
Yes, you
Bishop
are.
g3. Oh, wait. Bishop g3, knight takes c3.
Yeah, sorry.
He almost forgot about that pawn.
Yeah, you can maybe play queen to d2, knight f4, bishop g3.
He almost forgot about that pawn. Queen d2. Queen f3 was a nice attempt to try to keep contact with that pawn on f7, the light squares.
Knight f4. Let's go.
Bishop g3, knight f4, bishop g3, no choice.
30 seconds against 20 seconds.
And now white wants to
Oof,
play
g5.
d4.
Take a look at that.
That is bold.
Aggressive style.
That is very, very bold. Wow.
Take on f4. Take that knight away. Don't let that knight survive. Don't let that knight survive.
That is very, very funny.
Vladimir Akopian down to 20 seconds, and there is only 2-second increment, so
It's an open
he has
g
to be very
file.
careful.
It's an open g file. Black will be looking to swing his rooks to the open g file.
Also,
Move
get that
rook
king on
wide.
h1. I feel you should really get that king on h1.
Okay, I was really stunned by this move,
G8.
rook b1. You
d4. Oh my goodness, d4. You cannot take because rook e7 and queen h6.
That's
This
mate.
is a crucial move right now.
That's mate.
Wait a minute. Rook,
Rook
g5.
g5, queen h4.
10 seconds for
Gotta play
Vladimir.
fast. Gotta play fast.
Queen h4.
No time to overthink.
5 seconds.
Oh, queen f3.
Wait a minute, but just taking on c5, wasn't that a piece, guys? Okay, we're not going to relitigate that, but I think that was just a full piece. Rook to b1.
Probably it was. Rook takes a5. I was about to say, Vladimir's losing all of his pawns.
He is indeed. I think it is black who has the advantage now. Everything changed.
King h2 putting the.
Guys,
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's going on?
black has a 2-pawn advantage already. I don't know how it happened, but black has 2 pawns.
But where do you go with
Well,
the rook now?
a5 was hanging.
H4 was a great move because right now queen g4. Take a look at that check.
Whoa!
f6. You
have to
f4 is
go there,
check.
otherwise
f4
backward
is check.
checkmate.
Oh,
And he loses the bishop.
queen
It's
takes
over.
d4 is coming. That's it. Game
Wow.
over.
Wow!
Akopian
What
takes
a
the lead again.
turnaround.
Akopian takes the lead again.
What
What
were
a
you saying
game.
about momentum?
Keeps changing. Keeps changing.
There you
Wow,
see
so
the
many players in the playing hall.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was at the end. The nerves,
But it came down to the
quick.
move rook c5, right? That was probably the last mistake of
I
Alex
think
Onischuk.
it's already bad. I think it's already bad. After h4, you're starting to feel the heat.
yeah, because there's the back rank mate and
Yeah.
everything. Wow.
But I have like, what, two extra pawns.
Yeah.
Well, now that we have time, maybe we can take a look at that moment where he could have just taken that bishop on c5 after rook g5.
Yeah. It's fun. I mean, it's fun for us. It's absolutely heartbreaking for the players and terrible on their nerves. But it's one of the reasons why, Rex feels that blitz is one of the worst ways of a tiebreaker.
Yes.
You know, you're playing these classical games, and suddenly when you see the move, he played d4, and he forgot that he was attacking his bishop, because after the move d4, rook g5, you spotted it right away.
I spotted it,
Take
but
the
I'm
bishop.
I'm not sure it's correct.
No?
You take the bishop c5. Well, sorry, queen c6.
Queen c6? No, queen c6.
But now I have bishop d5. Take a look at this. Bishop d5,
Wow.
queen d5, queen takes h6. You don't see bishop d5, you panic.
Because
Right.
there's
That's
mate
exactly
on,
what he
Checkmate
did.
on g2.
exactly.
He saw queen c6, he was like, oh, that's a nice trick.
I'm
Let
not going to
me
fall
go
for
away
it.
from that. Yeah.
And the white queen is on
okay.
attack.
Understandable.
But bishop
Understandable
d5,
right now.
and that's
Yes.
Beautiful.
yeah. And the score, our current score. And
Let's
once
take a
again,
look. So first blitz game, it's a win for Vladimir Akopian, and Alex Onischuk has to come back again in the game 2.
Exactly. Winning on demand's tough, but winning on demand with white, okay, that seems more feasible. What Onischuk managed to do in game 2 of the Rapid was amazing. He played a great game. For those joining us late, you do want to.
And look at how many players from the juniors and seniors came to the hall. Wow, we see
Yeah.
Zoe Tang, Abhimanyu Mishra, Chloe Go,
Yeah.
Joel Benjamin here.
Yeah, I see Ken Marshall.
I wonder
long
Liang
time.
also
Yeah.
in the playing hall.
Yeah, got to get our broadcasters, our interviewers in.
Gotta celebrate the last champion of these tournaments.
Yeah. Yeah, there he is.
It just shows how passionate these kids are about
And
the
they
game
know,
of chess.
Yeah.
and they know that they are future playoff-bound players. They
In the
wanna
seniors.
Well, that's skipping ahead.
In like 35 years from now.
Got a few years to go. But yeah, to see how the atmosphere of what it's like to play with your back to
Well,
the
that
wall
reminds
with 2
me
minutes on your
of
clock.
who was it? It wasn't Tanya. I'm trying to remember who asked me at some point, "Are you playing in the tournament?" During one of these openings, one of the juniors asked me, "Are you playing in the tournament?" And I was like, "No, of course, I'm too old for the juniors." No, I meant seniors.
Yeah, I was there.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Not
With
those
your
little kids.
Silly jokes.
That was great. No, I was thrilled and delighted by that insightful comment.
Get out of here.
That was really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, now that you mention it, it is getting closer and closer. But yeah, no, seriously, these playoffs are fantastic. They do bring out, in times, the best and worst. Sometimes, once you have the win in hand, it's like you relax. You let the moment slip away, and the next thing you know, you're behind in the match. But so far, Vladimir has never trailed.
Yes, these guys, they don't look relaxed.
At all.
Very
No.
focused. They know
They're intense.
Vladimir Akopian, he only needs to survive one game, make a draw, and that's it. He is the champion.
Exactly.
With the black pieces, he knows the pressure is coming, and Onischuk is already
Well,
seated
he's
at
already
the board.
thinking the Slav defense in the first game when he was black. The Slav defense wasn't what I would call a success.
Do it all again.
As Chief Arbiter Chris Bird gives the last second.
Okay, good luck. Please go ahead and start white ball.
I think a lot of what it is how to claim a 3-move repetition and what is the correct procedure and how to go
No
about
Slav,
it.
by the way. We're
No
going back to
Slav.
the Nimzo.
Let's do it. And
92, bishop
Bishop
a6,
A6, Knight G3.
knight g3.
I mean, no matter where you go these days, it's sort of like the theory is getting deeper and deeper, more intense. Bishop takes C3 right away, and D5. So
Yeah,
Vladimir's
this is a very long line.
Yes.
Very theoretical long line.
So Vladimir's intention is as clear as a bell. What he wants to do is basically play on the light squares. He wants to saddle white with a bishop on
G5.
on C1. That's not really doing anything. E4. Knight takes E4. Knight takes E4. Queen G4. Maybe that's his intention, as well as what you just said, Cristian, which is, let me play bishop g5.
You mentioned that bishop, yeah.
and
That's
let me
exactly
play
what I'm trying
E5.
to revive with this move, e4.
Well, the whole point of Vladimir's play, d5, was aimed to stop. The
And
very
it
move
caught
he
him
just
by surprise, this move e4.
Yeah.
Because he's spending some time figuring out how to respond.
But is it good? So take me through the line. Knight takes e4, knight takes e4,
Pawn takes.
queen g4, knight to d7, inviting you to capture the pawn on, oh, he took with the pawn. A little bit of a surprise.
And a bishop
I guess
g5 immediately.
Guess he wants to drop
Played by
back.
Alexander.
But careful, there's a
h6 probably has to be played, right?
yeah, a caution here. Knight takes e4 is what I want to play, of course, but knight h5 would come with the threat of knight takes g7 check. So maybe Cristian's move h6 is best, which was played.
Now bishop takes the knight,
f6.
queen takes,
Knight
takes on e4.
Now knight h5 is an empty threat, queen g6. So knight takes e4. No.
Queen a4 check. Okay.
Inclusion of queen a4 check, provoking c. Maybe he was afraid that after immediate knight takes e4, the bishop in the near future would come back to b7, and now by provoking the pawn on c6, the bishop doesn't really have a square.
Let's get a queen back to e7. No, queen f4. Okay, going for it.
Well,
That surprises me a little bit.
okay, is it time for time to develop the bishop? Yep.
And
And
castle.
let's get the king out of dodge. Castle, castle. There is a b5 sighting.
b5 is always a tricky move to make because now
Yes.
you're giving away the c5 square.
For sure.
Now
Long
that knight is
term?
going to find a forever outpost on c5.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you don't pay attention, if that knight lands on c5 and you don't have time to get the knight out first on d7, then you get completely locked out of the game.
Exactly. So question is, should I go back to c8, anticipating that the knight will go to c5 and I'll get knight d7, or should I try to plant my bishop on b5, bishop to b5, with the idea a5 and a4, and maybe challenge the knight on c5 with knight a6?
Queen c7.
What did he do?
Queen c7.
Queen c7. Interesting. Let me put my
It wasn't updated on the live board either.
oh, it hasn't. Yeah, I was about to say, I thought I had it on live. Queen c7 on the board.
Yes.
Okay, on
Rook
the video.
A b1.
Rook a b1 and bishop c8. Now it has been updated, so you can go back to your live.
Okay. So both bishop c8 as well as queen c7 on the board. Queen, whoa.
Wow, queen d6 offering a queen trade.
That I didn't anticipate. I did not anticipate that one at all. Rook to d8, do me a favor, take my bishop.
No, knight d7 as fast as possible. Get the knight to b6. I like this.
Much better.
Get the knight to b6.
Just considering bishop e4 and bishop takes c6. I want to take a pawn. I want to restore material equality.
Bishop e4 on the board.
Good move.
Looking at that c6 pawn.
In fact,
So
it
now
might even
both of
be-
the pawns are under attack.
Knight b6, bishop takes.
Bishop a6 has to be played. Okay, knight b6, but now I can be a pawn up, right? Bishop takes c6, followed by knight takes c4.
Don't think so. Then your bishop a6 makes sense, Cristian.
I like
Knight
it.
takes c4, bishop a6, and looky.
Good compensation there.
There's a cookie.
But I have bishop b5.
Good move.
You
Bishop
certainly
b5.
do in this position, yes.
No, I think first taking the knight.
Rook b4, okay. Now
Rook
bishop a6,
b4.
right? Let's defend that pawn on c4.
Well, rook to d8.
And let's keep in mind that Vladimir Akopian only needs to make a draw in this game. And he's the champion.
Yeah.
29 seconds for
Rook-
Vladimir right now.
Rook to d8, knight takes c4, bishop a6. So what does white do after rook?
Bishop d7.
What? Bishop d7? I don't like that move. this gives.
He's
this
trying
gives
to simplify the
Onischuk
position as much as he
serious-
can.
Well, rook d8 was simplifying the position.
It was, yes.
But this one, rook takes c4, and I'm a pawn up, and I've got everything to play for.
Absolutely. He's trying to get his compensation with rook b2. Let's see. Rook takes c4 is on the board. Rook b2.
Okay, rook to c7.
The idea being that if I go rook c7, what do you want to do?
I'm winning. My knight, pardon me, Onischuk's knight on d6 is ideally placed.
And Vladimir down to 10 seconds.
Rook takes, oh my gosh. Are we gonna,
5
something.
seconds.
are we going to see yet another
I think we will, guys.
playoff?
Knight d5.
Mini match? In case Onischuk wins this game, we will have another blitz mini match. But now, wait a minute. He is threatening knight e2 check, taking back one of his lost pawns, as well as knight a2.
30 seconds left for Onischuk, getting down to his last few seconds as well.
Isn't it time to play d5 and c5 and
He's going for c5.
c5? Oh, wrong move.
Yes.
He should have played d5, captures, then c5. The pawn on d5 is much weaker than on the
Still
e6.
a pawn up, but a4, rook c2. Now I'm starting to corral that pawn as well. I like e5. Now f5. Weakening the 7th rank. I'm not convinced about this.
Well, he's got...
But now we can try to bring the other rook to the 7th
I like
rank.
rook b1. I like
rook
rook
b7.
b1. Rook a1. Okay.
Rook takes f2. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a knight b3 sighting. No time on the clock. Look at this. It's a
Oh, he's
checkmate.
going for the mate.
It's a mate. If you take on f3, knight takes f3.
Knight e4. Take with the pawn and move the rook. Take with the pawn and move the rook. Guys, we might have a champion soon.
He's threatening to play knight f3 mate.
Knight f2, nice defense. Rook f8. a7, just take. Oh, there's a queen. There's a queen on the board. How do you defend against knight f3, guys?
But rook takes g7. Rook takes g7, rook a7.
I don't see it. Rook takes g7
It's
was
a
played.
spike check. It's a spike check. That's all it is. There's rook
Queen
f7.
g6. King g6 right now.
It's over. Yeah, it's over. Oh, wait.
But king g3. Wait a minute. It's not over.
You're threatening queen. Check.
Oh, this might be it. Oh, my goodness. And we have a champion.
Wow. Vladimir
Vladimir
did it.
Akopian winning on time and becoming the 2026 U.S. senior champion.
He turned it around. He was 2 pawns down, and I thought Onischuk was going to cruise to victory.
What a turn of events. What a game. What a match.
Wow. Who could have predicted this?
But incredible games. Wow.
Absolutely. Thank you for the excitement.
And big congratulations to Grandmaster Vladimir Akopian winning the senior championships and earning $26,000.
Defending his title well deserved. Woof.
3 wins in the tiebreaks in the playoffs.
Now he's just got to go calm down and like, okay, relax, relax.
Well, I think he's
How
joining
did
us
that
here
happen?
in the studio very soon.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that
For the trophy presentation. And I mean, what a match this was.
was great stuff.
What a match.
And it happened
Two
very,
matches, in
very,
fact.
very
Two
fast.
Matches.
Back to back. Right.
But we thought
Well-
Alex Onischuk was winning this, right? Having
for
a tremendous
sure.
advantage. But Vladimir pushing this f-pawn and going for some counterplay
How
proved
did,
to be...
how did he come up with that? F5, F4, F3 just to create the checkmating threat and basically try to balance your A-pawn moving down the board.
Yeah.
That
So-
was an incredible find.
It's like a very funny situation. The race is with the A pawn. The pawn is on A4. And you think to yourself, White's king is perfectly safe in that F pawn, but look at how, it caught us by complete surprise as it did Onischuk. I thought everything was good.
Right here. Right
Correct.
here. Go rook B1.
Right.
Rook B1, rook B7. Get on the 7th rank.
Bingo.
And
That
together
on the
with the
7th
knight
rank.
on d6, these rooks will be able to checkmate.
Exactly. We thought rook b1 followed by rook b7, and very much like the game yesterday that Mishra had as rooks on the 7th.
The rook on the
would have
7 is
been-
going to be decisive right now.
was probably winning. He chose instead to play rook a1, rook takes f2, and this is the race we're talking about. and it looks like the A pawn is just ready to queen. All you need to do is play rook c8, and then suddenly came a3. It was like, what?
For me, it's the way
F3.
he handled his nerves. I mean, he had 6 seconds for last 10 moves to
Right.
find all of these ideas under the pressure of the clock. I mean, this is just experience talking for
Yeah.
Akopian right now. The fact that he's been very active in the last few years as well. He's playing a lot of tournaments, a lot of open tournaments. He has
Paid
the
off.
experience in this type of clutch situations with the clock
So let's
ticking
go
down.
further in the game. Once White promoted to the queen, I thought White still
Maybe.
has some chances there.
Maybe he had to play g4 at this moment, because after he played knight e4, now it's suddenly, it's all, it's gone.
But is it? Because now this knight f2 move?
Threatening mate, right? It's a mate in
Great
one.
find, by the way, knight to f2.
Knight f2, just desperate. Rook f8, give me the knight.
a7.
Give me the
No,
knight.
I think here you just take with the other rook. And that's it, game over.
Yes,
You take with the other
because
rook.
now you're
Now you
threatening.
go knight e2 followed by g1.
That would have been the
That's
simplest.
it, game over.
That was a misstep. But when he took with the other rook, rook takes,
Now we promote.
and it looks like we're threatening mate, so we promote to a queen. That's a check. And king h7 with
But there's
threatening
no way
mate,
to defend against knight f3.
But now rook takes g7. What?
which was played.
Yes.
But now
king-
rook a7.
I think that was a better try.
Rook a7, probably he just go rook f7.
Rook f7. Well, there's no more knight to f3
But
business.
e5, e4 is coming. It is. And you
maybe
don't
I
have
have a
c6.
perpetual
The
check.
problem is
You
I
don't
don't have
have
c6. I wanted to
That's the
capture the
thing.
rook.
That's the
You
Okay.
capture and push for c6.
You don't have
But
c6.
then I'm blocking that control of, on
well,
the f3 square.
So let me pause. So if you try to play e5, I think I'll play queen here and get some kind of a perpetual check.
Because then you
But
start.
perpetual is not enough, Yasser, is the
Oh,
thing.
you're right. Of course.
I'm okay with perpetual. I don't
Yes,
mind
you
that.
are. Yes, you are.
But
Black
I don't
only
want
needs a
perpetual.
draw
I
in
don't.
this
I want
one.
to push for c6, c7.
But how would you ever make a move after, say, king to g7?
No, after if you play e5, yes, king g7. This is
And through the magic of television, we can relive the winning moment here. Let's just take a look at how it happened. This is where the knight f3 checkmate was threatened.
an only move knight f2 to stop it.
But rook f8, that was great.
Akopian has 5 seconds on his clock. Usually 5 seconds is barely enough to make your moves.
Right?
Now he's up to 8 seconds, and there's
But
really
now
no
the
way.
trouble.
He spots rook takes g7, makes the decision to take on g7,
With
the
just
only
a few
decision.
seconds on his clock, by the way.
Queen b7 out of desperation, and after
that
king
was the
g6,
last-
there's no more checks.
That was the last.
Nothing to do.
Oh.
Well, he finds something to do.
Alex,
I
okay,
didn't
are you?
realize there was a hesitation there by
And now
Vladimir.
it's simply gone.
Yeah.
That's it. G1 is coming, no checks on the board.
Vladimir reached across and put
And
the
no
queen.
clock, no
as
time
he-
on the clock.
And
As
the
he was
time
ready to
finishes as
promote
well.
either on G1 or F1. And there's our winner.
Final standings in the U.S. Senior Championship. Vladimir Akopian winning on tiebreak in the playoffs, winning 3 games out of 4. Alex Onischuk second, and then we have a 2-way tie for the 3rd place. Alexander Shabalov and Alex Fishbein.
And for Alex Onischuk, I know he came up short, but it's wonderful to see his return to competitive chess. I hope he keeps it up. I mean, that 3.5 out of 4 finish that he had in the seniors was something to be
Yeah.
proud of. That was very well done. Thank you, Alex, for accepting your invitation and playing. Grand Chess Tour Deputy President, too, by the way. He has a lot of responsibilities coaching in Texas and as well as the GCT Tour. He's going to be here for August to making sure everything goes smoothly, swimmingly. And we're just waiting for
Vladimir Akopian to come to the studio and tell
join
us
us.
how he felt, about those amazing games.
Yeah, I have to, for myself, just make a small confession. It was like, oh no, why do I have to go to a playoff? Why didn't they just have the opening, closing ceremony? Sorry. I'm glad there was a playoff. This was great stuff. If you're going to have a playoff, you want to
Yeah,
have
those
it.
are really
Excellent.
the games you want to be watching.
And they were fun games, so thank you. And
But there is a
more
lot
chess.
of more chess.
coming up.
The St. Louis Rapid and Blitz coming up, then the Sinkfield Cup and Cairns Cup, the best players, women and men in the world coming to here in St. Louis, then GCT Finals, and then Clutch Chess Legends, and then we close the year with US and US Women's Chess Championships.
Fantastic. Wow. I just realized I've got a very busy summer.
You're going to commentary for all of these events.
Wait a minute.
What is your vacation, Yasser?
Right. I keep saying to Rex that we need to open up a chess center in the Caribbean. I mean, there are a lot of children in the Caribbean that need exposure to chess, and December and January are particularly good months for me to go and do some.
Or like Cancun.
It's something,
people there need to also be educated with chess.
To be as helpful as possible. And once again, to remind of our champions.
Yes, so in the U.S. Girls Junior Championship, Zoe Tang, she defended her championship title. She's the back-to-back champion. Rachel Lee, Rochelle Wu, and Jasmine Su tied for the second place.
Incredible stories in the girls' junior championship, and then in the juniors, the same.
I mean, the final round of this tournament was incredible. Andy Woodward gambling against Kier Gazarian, but it worked for him and he managed to win. Abhimanyu Mishra, on the other hand, he had an amazing position. He sacrificed a piece and there was a chance for him to win, but he missed it. And then he lost his game and now he's tied for second place with Tani Adewumi.
For Tani, his first outing in the junior, very successful one, tying for second. Congratulations to all of our podium finishers there.
And in the women's senior section, Angelina Belakovskaya cruising through the tournament with a fantastic performance and winning. The defending champion, Natalia Tsodikova, this time coming with the second place, and third place, Chouchanik Arapetian.
Angelina and Zoe were very, very convincing. And finally, we just got a new champion in the seniors.
It took some time, but we have it. Vladimir Akopian winning the senior championship in playoffs in the Blitz match. Just fantastic games. Alex Onischuk finishing second, and then two-way tie for the third place. Alexander Shabalov and Alexander Fishbein.
Great stuff all around. As again, we're just getting ready, and there, the last handshake. Whew! Wow.
Alex Onischuk, I can't believe it. I had to win there somewhere.
Yeah, I won the race. I queened my pawn. But what happened to my king? Where did that F5, F4, F3 come from? That was really stunning. Simply stunning.
Speaking about also amazing performances, Rochelle Wu, right? Starting with 3 zeros and finishing with 5 wins.
Yeah. Or Rachel Lee starting with 4 wins.
4 wins. She
was
cruising through the tournament, but then she stumbled in the second half.
Yeah.
Iris Mo having some incredible games.
Right.
Collecting, 2 exclamation marks for her points, like 3 of them in one game.
Brilliancies on one day, blunders on another, and Arapetian. 4 wins in a row also to bring herself into podium contention. She was delighted. She had gone into the confession booth and kind of did a little dancing jig, and it was going so good for her.
And in the junior section, Alice Lee playing with the boys and scoring, 4.5 points?
I think 50%, but also playing spoiler for Tani.
Right.
Ooh, that was...
Winning against Tani in round 8, which means he didn't have a chance for the title in the last round.
Yeah. Well, the crazy part is he did. I'm not kidding. Tani won it at the very end to win the game, and if Andy had lost a losing position, it would have been a 3-way playoff. So,
There were still some chances.
Crazy.
But we have our runner-up in the studio. Cristian, over to you.
Absolutely. Alexander, obviously, this is not the result you wanted. You fell short. Nevertheless, this was just an incredible fight. From you, from Akopian as well. How are you feeling right now after you managed to mount a comeback in classical, mounted the comeback in the rapid portion with that incredible victory, but in the end fell short?
Yeah, no, I feel all right. This morning I woke up and I thought, I was thinking about the tie breaks at the Grand Chess Tour, where we both work, and I thought, what can I do the best today to kind of show the fighting chess, you know? Right. And because you guys, you know, we're covering just these games, right? Mm-hmm. So I really wanted to play interesting chess. It was a great match, I think, and congratulations to Vladimir.
And you certainly did, and even in this last game, you had your chances, you were building up your advantage in your style, your very strategic style in this one. What was the critical moment? Can you pinpoint the critical moment for us?
Yeah, I mean, possibly, honestly, I thought Rook A1 is still winning, but as we have this position on the board, Rook B1 looks even better.
Well, he found this incredible idea with F4, F3.
Yeah. And I would say the whole match today, he was like 1/10 second ahead of me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was just a little bit, and as we all know, Blitz, if you're a little bit faster than the opponent, you have a huge advantage.
This is the way we saw the match play out as well. It felt like a match of very slim margins in this one, in all games pretty much that you've played. How was the experience for you? We know you haven't played in a long time. You came here, you dominated in the Classical, you made the playoffs. How was the experience for you of the tournament overall?
I mean, a really great experience. I mean, look, honestly, I know what the guys do here at the chess club, what you all do, and it's incredible how many elite players you guys host. And frankly, before the tournament, I thought that this one will be like a little bit like a side event. but then I realized that the level is just the same as the Grand Chess Tour.
Nobody's taking it as a side event.
Karen's Cup, really, we felt like back to professional chess.
Absolutely,
yeah,
and it definitely is.
Yeah, and of course I'd like to thank the club, the people that work, everyone involved in this tournament. And also, if I may use this opportunity, of course, I would like to thank my friends back home, family, students, and my colleagues at Texas Tech. So everyone who was rooting for me.
Alex, thank you very much for regaling us with your games. Guys, questions?
Yeah, no, not more like a comment. Alex, really great watching you return to chess. I hope this result encourages you to come back, at least for this event, and maybe for some other events. Hint, hint, hint. You really are a force at the chessboard, and you found the game that you won on demand was fantastic. You played, I mean, just super. We were just like in awe.
I actually want to ask about that. So you lose the first game, then you come back. Then you lose the next game or the first game in Blitz, but you really come back. How did you reset your mind after the first loss?
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing is just to forget the first game.
Never happened.
You don't think like, oh, what I could have done better. You don't calculate. You just focus on this next game, and which is not easy to do. It's easy to say, but it's really you constantly keep on thinking, especially because I probably was winning in the first game.
Yes.
But I knew that. Look, it doesn't matter. I could have won that game and still lose the second one, and it can go both ways.
Both ways, yeah. But it was great. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations for 3.5 out of 4 at the very end. That was very impressive.
And here it was when you won the second game and got back to the match and pushed for a Blitz match.
Nice. Very, very good stuff. Again, it was just a great playoff and really enjoyed calling it. And just while we're here, the interviewers are coming and saying thank you to my support staff and family and Texas Tech and everything. I'd just like to say big shout out to our production team.
Absolutely.
The people at the World Chess Hall of Fame, the St. Louis Chess Club, makes everybody feel welcome.
Everybody doing the graphics, just working together as a great team, so this production can have such a high level. It's amazing.
Here we have Lance and Jordan really keeping us on our toes, telling us when the breaks are over. Well, we don't like that part so much, but it is a very, very good spirit, and just to thank everybody. But Cristian, we have our champion and fellow commentator and broadcaster.
Vladimir, welcome back to the show, and big congratulations on this incredible playoffs victory. Now, sum it up for us, because we lived it with intense emotions here in the studio. I'm sure it was similar for you as well. Sum up the match for us.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to say that I just regarded this match as not as a continuation of the tournament. I just thought for myself that the tournament was finished yesterday, which actually I believe was, this was the fact. And I just regarded this playoff like some friendly match with Alex. Yeah, for good money, for good prize money. Because I just needed to be relaxed. I thought just because it's already toward the end of the tournament, I felt that I was getting tired. So yeah, I did not even prepare because I was very tired after yesterday's game. And so I just, okay, this is just, I did not prepare, and I believe it was actually it is possible to see that I was always getting problems out of the opening. Because I did not do anything yesterday. Yeah, I just thought, okay, I come and play. I was too tired to do something. Yeah, and so, yeah, first game somehow at some point, of course, I was completely lost because I just mixed up everything. It's first line, first draw. And of course, I knew it and I repeated it just before the tournament. But as I said already several times, my memory is not already that. So I just like mixed something, and you don't have time actually to remember.
Right.
It's not. So I tried to not to lose immediately. This was the reason. The other question, of course, I should not have gone for this line at all. But otherwise, I was still prepared. I mean, I knew all this bishop c8, bishop g6 moves. I analyzed this all, but somehow difficult to remember. Yeah, last like bishop d7, I analyzed. I thought, okay, if I'm lucky, I should remember, but I just failed. And yeah, the first game and second game I played actually very badly. I don't know. I just somehow very passive. I played the second game. Yeah, it was just. I mean, it was normal position, of course, and in general, I believe it's a dream for a Benoni player that I am. But I don't know. Somehow I just misplayed everything.
Describe to us the psychological toll that defeat takes on you, and how do you come back from that in such a short amount of time to be able to go at the board and actually win with the white pieces the next game?
Yeah, but okay, what I'm supposed to do?
That's the alternative.
Resign or withdraw? No, it's normal. Like it's like it's what to do. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it's not like I never lose. So okay, yeah, it just happened, and then blitz. Yeah, so again I was in trouble. I had problems, but I'm not easily beaten. Always trying to find something to make it life harder for my opponent. And even though in both games I was in trouble, in terrible trouble, I believe. But somehow, like, okay, you should push. Yeah, no time, nothing.
I think this was the critical moment of this match when he played a5. Now, basically, if you don't go f4, f3 and spot this idea, you're in big trouble because a6, a7 is coming.
You know, I did not have time. I just was pushing. I did not even like evaluate.
You didn't realize that you're setting up this
5 seconds. I have 5 seconds. I mean, no, I realized that this is the only way. I mean, to play f4, f3, and if this can, I mean, it can be also lost. But like, what to do? Yeah, just somehow you should Otherwise, I mean, he's pushing both.
Might as well push yours as well.
2 moves will be queen. Yeah? You should create at least some play. And then in the end, I mean, every move wins. But you know, g1 queen, of course, wins. But I don't have time. I mean, I will immediately. So I saw g1 and knight f3, but I was afraid because I did not already even have time to evaluate how much I have. I just no, rook ff2 and king h2, and now g1, of course. Yeah, the simplest here after king h2. G1 and knight f3. And I saw this, but I was afraid that no time just to play this. But if no time to play this, at least I had to play, I believe, I should have played rook f1 here, I think, better. Because knight f3, king g3, rook f1, it's still won, but this is h5 check, and after h5 check, to tell the truth, I just wanted king f6 and queen f3 takes and rook c2. Yeah, but of course I can probably win somehow here. I don't know, but I was like already satisfied. Yes, okay, this is like somehow I make draw and finish this. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
No time. Just difficult to play when you don't have time.
Vladimir, congratulations for becoming the 2026 U.S. Seniors Champion once again here in St. Louis. Guys, any final remarks?
Just really great stuff. We enjoyed the tournament. We enjoyed your ups and downs. And thank you so much for joining us and sharing your perspectives. It really helps our show a great deal. Thank you, Vladimir.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the playoffs. I think the games were remarkable.
Really.
I liked very much your commentary here. Everything, broadcasting, it was fantastic. And I can understand how spectators, how everybody was, just how they enjoy. Actually, because it's very pleasant, very pleasant how you explain everything. And because sometimes when of course, during the tournament, I don't have time, but when I have time, I try to see what it was about, everything. And actually, it's very, very pleasant. In general, it's very pleasant to be here. And of course, it's a great event.
Be sure to come next year. Try to make it a hat trick. Thank you, Vladimir.
Thank you.
Wow, really great playoff.
It's incredible games.
Great
you didn't
stuff.
know who's going to win. It was back and
Right.
forth.
And I think both players described it very well. Alex felt that he was a half a second behind in terms of the match. Vladimir saying, I'm in trouble out of the opening and all the games, forgetting this, forgetting that.
And I don't think...
just scrambling to stay in the match.
I don't think what they meant was second of thinking time, but rather the reaction time, right?
Yeah.
The reaction. And we even saw that in those last final moments. He did not see that F5, F4, F3 creates a checkmating threat. It was just
Crazy.
instinct.
Yeah.
He was playing on instinct. He understood that A5, A6, A7 is coming, and then you're busted. You need to do something. You're hoping that you're doing something with this F4, F3, and then you realize that, yes, it works. It actually works. So just incredible play by Vladimir and by Alex as well. Let's take a look at the predictions.
I don't want to look. I don't want to look. This was terrible.
Wow.
By the way, what is
Yasser,
the prize fund
congratulations.
for?
Four out of four.
What is
All right,
the
let's
prize
move on.
fund for best prediction?
You knew what's going to happen.
12,000, 1,000, 500.
How many did I get? I get 2, right?
Not bad. Not bad.
I guess I'm in second place. Okay.
well,
Clear second place. I'm okay with that, Yasser.
Let's not look at other places.
VAR was
It's
close.
good.
VAR was in there with a shout.
I also had chances with some
By the way,
players.
Iris, at certain moments, she was showing some incredibly brilliant games. Wow. Well, as you know, lots of chess coming your way this summer and fall. Tune in, become a part of the channel, check it all out.
Thank you for following this tournament. We hope it was fun for you as much as it was fun for us.
Yeah, and goodbye from St. Louis. Till next time.
Goodbye,
Thank you both
everyone.
again.
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Cristian.
This has been a presentation of the St. Louis Chess Club. Any reproduction or distribution of this content without the express written consent of the St. Louis Chess Club is prohibited.